It's like they're trying to be too meta.
You're gonna make them an offer they can't refuse.
Much better.
Yeah. You can buy you a drink. You can't.
Well, I mean, he did pick out somebody we know.
Will you sidestep the question? That technology does not exist. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of A2Z Movie Night. Today's kind of a special one. We have all the guys in here. We have our guest host Tim. We have Chris Courville. And we also have like our prime guest tonight is Jake Hooker.
Mr. Jake Hooker.
Hello.
So
Jake.
this thing all kind of came about because Jake was one of the first guests we've ever had on A2Z podcast.
This is our first episode.
And let's do a little.
I just
you
skipped
son of a
everybody.
Zach started.
I got hype, man.
Without us, you can toast with beer.
Our ceremonial first shot.
Our ceremonial first shot of the thing.
Cilantro.
Boy, that Jameson is tasty.
Anyway, what were you saying here?
What I was saying is that, so way back when we first started this, even before we launched and we were doing our first episodes, we had Jake on. And he did a great job, but there was a lot of the episode we did where we just started talking about slasher movies and sort of 80s horror culture and a lot of that. And it was a very pleasant conversation, and it was something we want to expand upon. So when we decided, we were like, hey, Friday the 13th is coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up in 2 days as of this recording.
Yeah, we're doing this on April 11th. You're going to hear it on April the 13th.
And it just so happened that...
Unless you listen to it later.
Yeah, and then
It'll
if
be
you do that.
And then you suck. You suck if you don't listen to it.
It will be available on Friday the 13th. And it'll actually be our 13th episode.
Yeah,
we're getting
I did
meta.
not do that on
So
purpose.
baller.
We're getting meta as hell, dog.
Popped into place. But.
So we asked, and it just so happened that he was back in town. He's been on the road for a while, and the stars aligned, and he's here.
It was meant to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
and
grateful.
then-
And I had to
also-
come to town to do my taxes anyway, so it was like it
Shout out
worked
Joey
out
Rehook.
perfectly.
Throwing a podcast.
That's the real horror movie. Is
But then,
filing
and then
taxes.
also we have Chris Courville here. What's
Yo,
up,
yo.
dude? Welcome back. And he apparently y'all been watching like these movies in a series for a while. Like y'all been watching them together.
Yeah, we've been marathoning them, and in order, I bought a bundle online of the first 8 movies, and
We watched at least like 1 through 4.
yeah, we watched 1 through 4, and then I left,
Yeah.
and so
This was the next movie.
this is the next movie anyway.
Yeah. So.
Oh, perfect.
It's-
It's perfect. Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's what we had to have Chris on because we had to. It's all a big celebration of what is Friday the 13th and not just the movie. The movie's awesome, but also like it's just tying into that whole theme. I guess. Are y'all getting 13th tattoos this Friday?
I
On
might.
my butt.
My daughter was born on a Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's amazing. So you don't even have a tattoo, but you should go get one.
I thought about that.
More
yeah,
than
with
anyone
the-
else.
With the 13, yeah.
Get a huge portrait of Ava.
It's always been good luck.
and you're gonna be like, she was born on a Friday the 13th. It's
Put
Friday
like
the
gotta
13th
do it for
tattoo.
free, bro.
It's
Put like a
$20.
facial tattoo
Well-
on her with like a 13. You know.
I will say
Maybe?
this:
No?
we're not officially affiliated, or they're not a sponsor of ours, but Black Cadillac Tattoo is having
sure.
a Friday the 13th tattoo special. It's kind of
sure.
a big deal in tattoo culture.
You have to
do
get in
that.
line. Don't expect to just walk
Yeah, you
in
have to
there.
get in line.
Yeah.
I think they're $20 a piece, and you get to pick one off.
You
of
can. It's like $20 to $30 depending on what you
Right.
pick to do to it. So.
different sizes. You can get like a slightly bigger one or a smaller
Yeah,
one.
and then the haunted hotel downtown, they're going to be open on
What?
Friday the 13th. Yeah,
they're gonna be open for one
that's
day
awesome.
only.
Yep.
Wow.
So they're going to open for one night
Yeah, we
whenever
should
this
go.
is released.
Tim,
Yeah.
we're gonna say fuck the bar. Let's just go to the haunted
Shut it
house.
down.
Shut it
Yeah.
down. We're all going on a field trip.
Yeah, but so I mean, there's a lot of cool things that are going on. We're going to put this out, and it's just a celebration of that weird, crazy holiday that somehow got made up. Maybe we should have looked up like why Friday the 13th is a thing.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Yeah.
know?
I don't know.
Well, there's that the fear of the number 13 that goes
Yeah.
way back, being bad luck and stuff like that.
So
numerology.
I was going to say,
BS.
Jake, your beard is looking kind of stiff, man.
it's looking kind of parched.
Oh yeah, like I mean, it's what's today?
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's
a
actually
Wednesday.
Wednesday today. I mean, when you hear it, it's Friday the 13th, but yeah, it's Wednesday. I'm not due for a washing until like Sunday.
Well, I mean, I was just asking because we've picked up a sponsor, and I think their product would help you.
Oh, the Texas Beard Company,
It
maybe?
is the Texas Beer
Yes,
Company.
would you
I'm
like
glad I
any
got
more?
this right.
I believe I've heard of that company before.
Would
I'm
you like
glad
to try
you
any
said
of these
that,
any of
Tim.
these beard oils?
I would absolutely enjoy trying some of those beard
Grab
oils.
one of those. Just pick any bottle.
Because frankly,
Hey,
between
that's
you
fine.
and
Oh,
me,
you
I've
got
been
the,
thinking
here,
about
the balm.
shaving.
Yeah, the bomb.
Yeah.
There's something about my job that it's been suggested that I keep the beard eternally, and I'm going to trim the mustache at least because Like,
it's
I
annoying.
love cheeseburgers.
Same.
I hate eating my fucking Mustang.
Same.
What's that smell?
Oh my god.
That one's called Nightcap. I haven't actually heard
yeah,
that
That's
one.
our favorite
That's our
one.
Heard that
favorite.
one.
Oh my god.
Smelled that one.
It smells
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
So,
I just,
So it's called Nightcap. Does it smell like a shot of
it's supposed
Jameson
to
and a
have
Lone
Whiskey and
Star?
regret.
It smells like you're about to have sex.
yeah,
Sounds right.
yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
It
Like,
does smell like Chris is about
think-
to have sex.
It's disappointment or excitement.
One or the other. I don't know.
Yeah, so
kind
as
of all mingled
as of
for
right
me.
now, we have a coupon discount code. If you go to texasbeardcompany.com and enter the code A2Z podcast, A2Z podcast, no spaces, you get 15% off of all orders.
Holy moly.
That does smell good,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
So you can make all your orders through there.
And
I
Chris,
think they have
Chris
some
put
local
some
shops,
on
too.
before he or when he got here.
Yeah, put that big thicket on, baby.
He was like,
I
you know
can
what?
tell.
My beard
yeah,
is
can you?
parched.
You see it
Are you
sheen?
really-
You see
are
it
you
shine?
really- I mean, you're still stiff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may actually advance my washing schedule just so I can put some of that stuff in a clean beard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
see what's up. Because,
how
yeah,
it
I mean, I'm
feels.
kind of scraggly, man. I got dreadlocks on my face.
Well, you know what? I think the oil will do you right.
I think it probably would,
I really-
man.
I really
Your
like
beard
their
is
products.
gorgeous. Do you use these products?
I have started, and I can tell you right now that I see the difference.
Yeah.
And you know what?
He wouldn't promote a product. if-
Not only
I
can
would
you
not.
see
He
the
would
believe-
difference,
if he didn't believe
can
in its
feel
merits.
the
The-
difference.
You can feel
the-
that.
I can
men-
smell the difference.
the men at the jiu-jitsu school,
Oh,
they
wow.
tell me the difference because we're very close and we're trying to simulate murder. And when their face, when they're buried in my beard and I'm trying to choke them to death, they're like, "Boy, this is pleasant."
They're like, this is a wonderful
I could go out
way to
worse
go.
ways. This
Yeah.
could
I could. They're like, man. I mean, everyone else still smells so
worse-
sweaty.
worse
You guys
ways
smell
to
like
die.
eucalyptus.
If I had to die, it would be with my face buried in a
With a beard
soft
covered
loam
in
of
Texas
nightcap.
beard.
All right. Anyway, that's a commercial. If you guys couldn't tell, and
It does smell good. I'm going to
and
use it. Thank you
if
very
you
much.
guys want to help support us, you can do that by supporting Texas Beard Co.
15% off. A to
Use
Z
the coupon
podcast.
code, and we would greatly appreciate it. Let's get back to the
sure.
episode.
All right, guys. So we're gonna just go ahead and start this countdown. Let me scroll up a little bit.
Okay, a couple of quick notes for
Okay.
me from me about this movie. I saw it for the first time as a kid. I think I was maybe 8 years old, and it stood out very much to me because it out of the entire series, at least at the time, it had some of the most brutal kills.
Some of the most clever ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And a lot of boobs.
yeah, not
lot.
only a lot of boobs, but like just a very
high quality boobs.
incredibly memorable.
Yes.
Like
There's some good boobs in this.
there's good boobs. Like
I think we're gonna go for a titty buzzer.
they're the boobs that ring a bell. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's
Boobs that ring a bell.
Well, there's a former Playboy playmate that's in there.
Deborah
Oh, do we want to give so
Voorhees.
much away?
Yeah, which
Do
they
we-
obviously-
Well, how about
Yeah.
Jake? Can like let Jake continue, and we'll get past that because we usually
Yeah.
ask the opinion of it. But
Right.
Yeah.
there's a reason that you
But-
like this movie.
But
so much.
beyond that, just completely outside of the qualitative facts, when I growing up, every now and then you'd flip through cable, see what's on, and this is for some reason probably the most broadcast on basic cable slasher movie there is, because I would watch anything that came on, and I remember that me and D. Clove sat next to each other in math class, and we had both seen that movie so many times, edited for television, but we were constantly quoting it, and like it's just got a huge place in my heart, and it's for several reasons. It's actually my favorite of the series. Though there are reasons that other ones are my favorites, but yeah, when it was brought up, do you want to do a Friday the 13th movie? I was like, fuck yeah, part
Yeah,
5,
I'll be
let's
there.
do this.
All right, so I'm gonna start the movie, and I'll read through the synopsis and a couple of rough things, and then we can just get to the conversation.
Do a little round
We'll
table.
go do a little round table, see like why do you love this movie, and we'll each get a little turn doing that. It's a pretty short one. It's an hour and 32 minutes. So I'm gonna start it at the mountaintop in 3, 2, 1. All right, so the plot synopsis for Friday the 13th: A New Beginning. It came out in 1985. It's a slasher cult film, obviously. Got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's already happening, baby.
The first jump scare
We try to get you with
of
that
the
one.
film. We tried to get y'all right off the bat.
Yes, and the Corey Feldman was shooting the Goonies.
Yeah.
So
They had one night with him for this.
All right,
Yeah,
so
and
wait,
they
let me-
shot this
let me
in his
get- Let me get the
backyard.
synopsis done. Let me get the
Yeah.
synopsis done. So, years after Tommy Jarvis murdered hockey mask serial killer Jason Voorhees, he resides in a mental hospital and struggles with the trauma of the experience. When Tommy moves to an isolated halfway house, he has nightmares about Jason's return. And soon, one of the patients is killed. As the body count grows, Tommy begins to question his sanity and wonder if Jason has risen from the dead. But to determine the killer's identity, Tommy will need to survive.
that's
All
a
right.
hard thing to do
So-
in movies like this, man.
So Jake, tell
Not
us.
many
Tell
actually
us what you were
survive.
saying about Feldman, because this is gonna go by really quickly.
Yeah. This is like this quick cameo they shot as kind of an intro, and he was shooting the Goonies, so he wasn't really available for the whole movie. So they shot this scene, as Tim was saying, in one night. They set this up in, I think, his backyard.
Yeah.
in Feldman's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, he must have been a.
And he supposedly was very kind of reluctant. He wanted to do this more than the Goonies, but contracts were already written and stuff like that. And he was like, I went and did the Goonies, which obviously he had to have made way
Yeah,
more money
yeah,
off of
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But supposedly he wanted to do this more so.
He would rather
Yeah.
do this than a Steven Spielberg movie. Clearly, his agent was not doing his
No, he's not
job.
doing his job.
Well, his agent did the job. They made him take the Goonies.
Well, yeah, but the fact that he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start this roundtable real quick, going clockwise. Tim, how has this movie made an impact on you? Why do you like this movie?
Well, I was always I love these movies, and I remember when Jake's talking about basic cable. The USA, I think, used to own or had some kind of, because the USA was
they always played those,
that
yeah.
was the network. I remember them always playing this on, and these movies were the MPAA was up studios' asses hard in the '80s about censorship.
yeah.
Video nasties and all that stuff. These movies already were edited as hell, like too much blood, blah blah. They didn't care about the titties, but too much blood. A lot of these kills, like people, you remember it the wrong way. Like people like, oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so gory. There's very little blood in that movie. It's just, and they cut a lot of these movies were cut down. Then imagine it getting cut even more for USA. But that's how I was introduced to most of these movies. Was edited because my mom wouldn't let me rent them, so you had to just watch them when you could watch them. And this one,
She let you rent hentai, but not a. Not
this
a
one is one of my. This one's in my top three out of the series for sure, with 4 and 6 probably being the others. I liked it right there in the middle. This was a good, fun one. A lot of several of my favorite kills out of the whole series are in this film. Chris, what is it about this one? What memories do you have?
This one specifically, I mean, as a series as a whole, whenever I was young, kind of like Jake and you, and syndicated television, USA, other channels that were airing these things, I saw part 6, and it was the first one I ever saw, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And my mom was actually very cool to let me rent them. So I kind of went through
dang.
the series
in
as
the
a
neck.
young kid.
So why was his weapons in the casket?
Why was he
with him?
buried with his weapons?
Yeah.
Well, part of this, I mean, and maybe I'll let Jake.
I
I'll
will
let
say,
Jake do the
like
cliff
how
notes.
he looks in this movie. Compared
Yeah,
to the others.
and it only got better. Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to go spoiling shit. Well,
yeah,
we're
I'm trying to
not
save
yet, not yet.
some.
Well, let's
yeah.
not try to jump
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah, yeah. We got to. I mean, I personally, we can't go through a movie like this without shouting out Tom Savini.
Well, yeah, he's,
Yeah.
That's the
I
actor.
mean,
who
he's a
played,
genius.
Well,
Yeah.
I think everybody that knows me knows damn sure that I want to be buried with a spatula because that's my weapon of choice. And I use one to kill all my
Wait,
enemies
who's
all
it
the
again?
time.
Tom who?
Tom Savini,
Savini.
the special makeups effects.
Okay.
He's legendary.
Legendary from the first Friday the 13th. All I mean,
Dawn
from
of the
Dawn of the
Dead,
Dead
I mean,
on everything Romero did. Just the name in horror makeup effects.
Yeah.
Chris, did you
He
have
he
anything-
was what was his name? And from Dusk Till Dawn, he had a
Sex machine.
Sex machine. Yeah.
Did you have anything else to say?
No. Basically, other than that, like I got into the series and rented them, from a little crappy video store for 99 cents a pop. You could keep it for a week, and for $7, I'd get almost the entire series and watch them for a week.
Run, Corey.
And the Academy Award goes to.
So Aaron, what's your big take on it?
Well, we skipped over Jake. He already pretty much said in the beginning this is kind of his episode, and he said why he liked it. But if there was anything else you could add, I mean, you can go ahead.
I mean, there's a lot of it's just repetition of seeing it. I saw it kind of the most, and they have some actors in here that they'll be pointed out later that were in another one of my favorite horror movies.
You're saving a lot for when it comes up, aren't you?
Yeah,
I am too. Like,
I'm just gonna start shouting out names. Oh my
because
God.
this one is very different than a lot of the other entries in this series.
It's
I'm glad you guys are like pacing yourself on
and
this.
people have registered some acceptable complaints about why they dislike this one.
Absolutely.
It's a love it or
I'm not
hate
going to
it.
go into detail, but
Yeah.
this was not my favorite. Whenever I was young,
a lot
at
of
all.
people think this is the worst one. Like,
Really?
Like, hands down,
When
the
I was young, I
worst
thought
one.
that. Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's because I heard that and I already really liked it a lot. But I think hearing people upset about it, like, kind of, made me want to take up a sword and shield and be like,
Yeah.
no, it is the best.
Underdog, man.
I'll tell you.
Prove
why.
me wrong.
I actually wrote a dissertation and posted it online.
Can we get a link to this?
Is I wrote it in Notepad so I can text it to you.
Very cool. Well, okay, so this is usually the part where we do our round table and we all say why we like this movie and then we like proceed to jerk it off. But I can actually tell you that I've never seen this movie before in my life.
Awesome.
Oh, you're in. For
I
sure.
never
I
have.
haven't either.
The only reason
Nice.
the only reason why I even want to watch it is because Jake is so passionate about it.
Yeah.
I
But
am.
the reason why I never seen this movie in my life is because when I was a kid, I was like the most scaredy cat kid in the entire world. Any horror movie, even if they were cheesy like this, would scare me to death, and I would not watch. I mean, I wouldn't sleep for like 2 days.
Right.
So that's just how I was when I was a kid. I've missed a lot of 80s horror, a lot of 90s horror and stuff like that. But
Have you watched much of any of the Friday the 13th series at all?
not really. I've gone back as an adult. Like after I went to film school and like during that, I went back and like watched some classics. Like some of the first ones, like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched those because I felt obligated to do so. But these more deep cut ones, yeah, I never seen them, man. So anyway, that's my story, Zach.
Cool.
Let
By
us
the
know.
way, the musical score, you get to hear it the most in the opening credits.
Yeah,
I was
they
looking
just
him
let
up.
it go.
I was just looking
So
him.
good.
He did all of the Friday the 13th space.
Yeah, man, Freddy.
All the way to Jason X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the new one, the game. He did the game.
Yeah.
too. That's pretty cool.
Oh man,
How they just read.
I
I've
could
got
go
the
on and
game.
on about how great the game is.
I've got the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
especially the story behind it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
this guy
Zach,
on the
did you wanna
tractor.
throw in- that's Mark Venturini.
He's so
Is that
great.
the guy that
Yeah. Yeah.
used to
Well,
live
yeah,
around
he does
here?
things. No, Dominic
He does
Grasha
things.
is the guy. That's Dominic Grasha.
Yeah.
How the
we
fuck do you know these
we got a little
people's
story.
names?
We'll
No,
wait till
Dom-
he gets some more screen
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, well, the reason that I wanted to do this is because I like the slasher flicks. I'd never seen this one at all, and I got it after I knew we were going to do it on this date, and I kind of, like I always do, I passively watched it, and I was really, it looks really great, and it's like, it's shot really well, and the colors, like, the way they did it was really good, but it's still that cheesy, and the characters are really bombastic.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and it's really funny though.
This is
It's
the
got a lot of humor in it. Like,
this one. This is the one where they started leaning towards that.
Yeah,
the first
that
three,
campy
the
kinda-
first three, they were still trying to be legit. And this was the first one where they said it kind of started getting sleazy because this is where they
it
started
was
piling
really
in
sleazy,
the tits.
yeah.
They started piling in the titties.
Well, okay,
and they
so-
make this is where, just like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies in the 80s and 13th started going down that road mainly. I would say in this one where you hate the characters
Shot time?
almost.
Hold on, let's do a little shot break.
You're rooting for the bad guy to show up.
Yes, I'll do it.
And you want to, it's every time the kill comes, you want to see how's he going to do it this time. What weapon is Jason going to use on this person? Is he going to use, a corkscrew, or is he going to use, Oh no, hold on, I'll pour my guys.
By the way, it was pronounced corkscrew.
Yeah.
Where's the corkscrew?
All right,
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a little part 4 Easter egg.
All right, so I have a question, Tim. Before we started recording, you were telling us about the director, and you said apparently this director who directed this movie was like a porn director.
Well, I was looking it up, and I don't think that's the case.
Well, it was more sexploitation films. He
okay.
He was
Like
that's why they said this is when it got
Like Showtime booby movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why there's so many boobies in this movie. Is because that was his main objective. He saw, like, you want to put 12-year-old boy asses.
He started his filming career as writer and director of the hardcore porn High Rise.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, he did do
Yeah.
actually,
Oh, that's
an actual
hard.
hardcore
He
porn.
Said hardcore.
Oh,
It said hardcore.
and you'll notice right here, this guy.
This guy right here, yeah.
He looks familiar.
He
familiar.
thwarted Indiana Jones when he was played by River Phoenix.
You're right.
It belongs in a
He's the,
museum.
one, he's the one that he gets the hat from.
guy.
Last of
Yeah.
the Crusade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lost today,
He's
kid.
the bad guy.
And he puts
Doesn't
the
mean you have
but
to
he's
like
the
it.
inspiration
puts the
for
hat on
character
him.
to
Yeah.
that character. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
I never would have picked up on that.
Holy
wouldn't have either.
shit.
This is also the second
That's why you get
Tommy
paid to-
Jarvis
This
out
is
of
the,
three
yeah, this is
or
the
four
second
different actors.
the
that play
second
him.
actor to play Tommy Jarvis.
Hey, I just pulled up.
Then they recast
I just
him
pulled up
again.
High Rise.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It's awesome, huh?
I just pulled. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it on right here. So
This is the first time in A2Z Movie Night
Double
history
movie.
that we're doing like 2 movies
well, the
simultaneously.
porno is it's muted
Right.
Yeah.
for the kiddos.
And what does it
Oh,
say
look, they're
about me?
fast forwarding
that-
all the non-sex parts.
Oh my gosh.
What does it say
Well,
about me
yeah.
that I'm still watching Friday the 13th Part 5?
Yes.
For like
I
the
still haven't
40
gotten over the fact that that's the dude that put the hat, the famous
That's-
fedora
yeah.
on River Phoenix.
It says you're a gentleman, is what it says, Jake.
But the way he describes
I just
this
know what I like.
brutal self-defense murder of a psychopath.
I mean, it's it does cater to the more base thoughts
Where does
of an
glasses
8-year-old boy. Like, I wanted to see brutal violence and sexy
Followed
ladies.
by boobs, yeah.
Yes.
So
Or
there's
following boobs, either way.
So
you know.
apparently there's like sort of a
Whatever order.
there's like a thematic tie-in from this movie with Roadhouse. It's the same thing, violence and boobs.
Yeah. Why were they fast forwarding that part?
Is this also the second
So even-
appearance of
even-
Corey Feldman on A to Z
Even the
Movie Night?
dude.
Yeah, the Burbs.
Oh, yeah, the Burbs. Yeah. This would be our second.
What is it? What's his obsession with this pocket knife? You guys
They're
don't
really
understand?
putting. That's what I was saying earlier. This one's different than a lot of the other ones, and it'll become clear. I love that these two guys haven't seen it. This is gonna
Yeah.
make it a little more interesting.
yeah.
That's
All right.
why I'm glad we haven't spoiled
All
anything.
right, you gotta turn this porn.
I don't
off.
wanna-
Yeah, we do
I don't
have
wanna-
70s
Oh,
porn
come
going
on.
on.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
distracting
on the
me. It's
laptop.
distracting.
I'm like, why are they in
Yeah,
New York
it's
and there's
like-
rebel flags on the interiors? It's
Yeah,
distracting.
the guy.
Oh well, and another little thing. He was named Tommy Jarvis. They named him Tommy because Tom Savini. That he was
is-
because
this is
Corey
a-
Feldman
this-
in Part 4 was a little space makeup wizard kid.
This
That's
is
how he
different
did.
Strokes kid, right?
No.
No, he was in.
Racist.
No, he wasn't. He was in a couple
seriously.
episodes.
He was in.
Oh,
no, it wasn't
okay.
Different Strokes.
It was
Well,
a
then I'm
couple-
just uncultured.
It was
yeah,
a-
it was
but-
different Strokes.
It was. He wasn't a main.
He was Gary Coleman's best friend.
He was,
Yeah.
he was a little older.
They sat in
Oh
class
yeah, this is
together.
Reggie the Reckless, and
Oh,
there you
shit.
go.
That was
crazy
ass
ass white boy.
That's a cool mask.
See, you see in Part 4 that like actually Tommy Jarvis, when played by Corey Feldman, was like making his own masks and special effects.
Yeah.
and,
Oh, sweet dope.
and
That's
so-
how he defeated him. Yeah, he tricked him.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there's some backstory.
So where's
Spoil
where's his
nothing,
glasses? Why is he not wearing glasses right now?
He took them off to put the mask on.
Because Jason only wants to kill humans. He doesn't want to kill
Other
Wolfman.
things. Oh yeah.
Unless it's Freddy.
Well,
Do yourself a
Well,
favor if you
we're
don't
not
know
going to
anything.
go into detail about how Part 4 ended.
yeah.
Right.
Because it's a great, like, I seriously recommend you watch all of these movies, like, over and over again. They're great.
Yeah, but do yourself a favor and look up Tom Savini. Look up some stuff.
Yeah.
Recently, I actually watched a few YouTube videos of him, like back in the 80s, 70s, on like David Letterman,
Yeah.
and just showing off some of the crazy special effects and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting, super awesome.
I've been to a lot of, fan cons and stuff like that. Met several people. Like last year, I got to meet Robert Englund. But
that's awesome.
Tom Savini, that's one guy, man. If I see a convention going on and Tom Savini's there, I don't care how far I'm gonna have to drive. I would. That guy's up there with.
Oh
People.
yeah, I used to
I would
work
really
at a,
love to meet that guy.
Dude, back when the internet was a brand new thing, I went to Tom Savini's website because, like, I was... I don't know. It took an hour and a half to load because it was dial-up.
All the
internet.
pictures.
But there was a link. It was like Ask Tom Savini or something. So I emailed him and he messaged me back. I just,
Oh, wow.
I was
That's
just
so
like,
awesome.
I was like 16 or something. I was like,
Yeah.
what kind of music do you like? And he was just like opera and classical mostly. I was like,
That
holy
makes
shit,
sense.
Tom Savini emailed me.
well, he has his own like school of makeup.
That guy's
and
wearing a
special
wig.
effects.
Greg Nicotero and a lot of people have.
Yeah, I know a couple of other people that's actually gone to his
learned.
school.
Greg Nicotero now does all the zombies on Walking Dead and stuff like that. But he was taught by Tom Savini.
So here's all the bodies that we're gonna see later.
Right.
There's
those are
Dead
actually-
woman walking, dead man walking.
There's
there
Deborah
always a
Voorhees
scene-
right there.
Is there
She
always a scene in a horror
actually
movie where they
is
introduce
very
all the
cool.
characters at once? Like
They're
the Friday the
gonna die.
13th, is that a trope?
What's that?
Well,
It's like where it's like this is the crew that's gonna die
well,
in this movie.
that
Sure.
in Friday the
These
13th.
are the lambs for the slaughter.
Well, yeah, the Friday the 13th, yes, because since it's a summer camp, you can easily have a scene like that where they're
right,
all
'cause
they're
this
all
isn't
showing up
technically a
one by
summer
one and
camp.
getting out of the car to go to summer camp. Yeah.
So they keep the summer camp theme.
Well, it's not a summer camp. I guess is that the first twist that's been on it? Is it always been on the summer
Well,
camp? until
Jake,
this
you want to
movie?
take that one?
Wait, what's that? I'm
Is
sorry, I
this
was
the
watching
first
the
movie
movie.
where
This
they
one
took it
isn't-
away from the camp?
Yeah, this is a
Yeah, this
mental
isn't as much a
institute.
camp. It's
I
like
know, but is this the first movie where they weren't doing it in a camp?
No, because I know in and this is just off the top of my head, and I've already got
we can
2
probably look
shots
this
of
up.
Jameson and a beer in me, but part 4 actually, it was Tommy Jarvis's house, and then the neighbor's house where a bunch of kids were partying.
They were
you-
just staying there like for the weekend or something.
Yeah.
They wasn't camps and
Let me see,
kids.
part
Yeah.
4.
No, yeah, they actually strayed away from
Final chapter.
Camp Crystal Lake pretty early in the series. And that's something that even I don't think about that much, 'cause I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Camp Crystal Lake, Jason
Yeah.
Voorhees. But it's like,
I guess part 3 they were showing
Oh,
up trying to get it
this
ready,
lady. I like this lady.
but then they all started dying before.
oh, yeah. And she and her son there are... Oh, the actress. Or the character. I don't know. Is there-
No, I like the character. I don't know about the actress. I'm sorry, I was looking at something.
Why did that old lady on the back of the bike look like Jason's mom from like the first one?
It looked
she
nothing
actually-
like Jason's mom.
She
from the
actually
first
doesn't,
movie.
but she did look kind of like Mama from
No, it
Mama's
wasn't.
Family.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
She looked like
She had a
Danny
mama.
DeVito's wife
God,
from
your
Cheers.
beard smells amazing.
Is that Texas Beard Company, actually?
Shameless plug.
Shameless. Y'all are
Jake's the man who
shameless.
gets it. Okay.
I do get it. I'm gonna get that can.
No,
of
final
nightcap
chapter.
there.
They went back to Camp Crystal Lake.
What's
Did
the final
they?
chapter? Is that-
Part
is that number
7.
9? I
That was
guess?
part
That's the
7.
final chapter.
I've
No, after this it was New Blood, then
No,
part 7.
No,
No, this is
After
the
this
first
is Jason Lives.
Oh, right,
I'll put
right.
up a
yeah.
goddamn list.
Because-
Before this is
yeah.
the final chapter.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, but this is a great scene.
yeah.
Here we go. Here's Mark Venturini, and
yeah.
you may recognize him from Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. He has shuffled off this mortal coil, and it's very sad. He's no longer with us. But God, what a really
Wait.
perfect low budget '80s badass. And there's
That's the
Dominic
guy.
Brascia.
Tell him what Jody told us. Or Tim,
I know
was
he
talking
worked
to
at a local radio station here in Beaumont.
Yeah,
he's
they
I
had
thought-
a show
was it
together.
a radio station or a
It was
channel?
this-
radio station back in
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
2004.
This fat guy here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being told that back in like
Wait, he's a Beaumont
04,
boy?
05. Well,
For a brief
not
period.
anymore, but yeah.
But yeah, they had a radio show together, Jody Riho and him.
Well, that's really cool.
That was his
Yeah.
big claim to fame.
I'd like a beer, please.
And it's so like over the top caricature, like the chocolate on the sides of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's like old cartoony.
That
just
you can see
ridiculousness.
candy bars coming out of all his different pockets.
Yeah, you
But he has
literally see a
gorgeous
good bar
blue
sticking
eyes.
out of his
No one
left
ever
nip.
talks about those gorgeous blue eyes of his.
Like, I'll give you half.
It just like I'm in love with her because
Oh.
she's so
I'm
new
so
wave
in love
and
with her.
so like
Which
crazy.
one?
But she's such a
The
bitch
dance
to Joey,
moves.
and it's like
Robot girl with that,
yeah,
with that
no,
badass
she
Walkman.
rocks it out to pseudo echo later.
So
man.
great.
Like, so,
That
yeah.
character right there.
The girl that we're talking
No,
about. the
that
bla-
guy.
See, he's got
What's
some
his
pride
name?
though. He's like,
What's his name
y'all
in the
cute,
movie?
but I'm fucking leaving.
Then you just lost
Okay,
his
thank you, guys.
respect.
Jake.
Well, Joey,
Jack's asking
Joey.
what his name is.
What's up?
Or-
Joey.
is
The
it
actor's
Joey? I
name?
can't
We
even
just
remember
found out.
Dominic
I was
Brascia.
waiting- I was
is
waiting for the
the
subtitle.
actor.
the actor's name, but no.
All right, can I just say how
Okay, we got to watch this scene.
this
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
That he's trying to cut this log. It's
Watch this.
retarded.
Well, he's a
Anger
fucking-
management.
He's a fucking degenerate.
It's
okay?
anger management.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you with the wood.
Watch their exchange here with each other.
And she calls him an asshole. Vic's just chopping the wood, man. Mark Venturini, rest in peace, dude.
Yeah, that's sad.
He being an
He's
orphan
so
and all.
like
So wait a minute. So this is
Welcome back, Cotter.
so I'm just now understanding this. This is a halfway house, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a summer camp this time. It's a halfway
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Right?
It's to get people kind of like
rehabilitation
doing
Okay,
things.
sure.
and-
for troubled teens and stuff.
I
You know?
got
Yeah, he's a teen.
Definitely
like-
that guy. Not a teen.
Yeah, and Vic clearly has some anger problems.
Yeah, he's probably there for-
probably kicking some really addictive drug or something.
He's probably there for anger management, or he's withdrawals.
A little of both. I mean, look at him.
He's pissed at that piece of wood.
Pissed
Whatever.
off.
I'd kick his ass. Whatever.
I'll just put it over here. And later on, when you're hungry, you can have it.
Fuck that chocolate. He chopped it with
That's the way you feel. Forget it, Vic. Just forget it. But I think you're really out of line.
And Vic's like, double
Vic's
fuck
like,
you.
fuck you.
Whack.
Dude, when I saw this as a
What?
kid, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, that dude's not Jason. What's
Not
going on right
Jason.
now?
I was
This
like
is completely
immediately
crazy.
crying. Yeah, I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
and it
just
came out-
straight-
it
That
came out of
that
nowhere.
car, by the way, later had
That's the
it was
Ghostbusters.
reincarnated as Ecto-1.
Are you serious?
Is that
Wait,
true?
Are you
I don't
telling me
know.
that exact?
It,
Okay,
look,
all right.
it looks like it.
You tricked me, Jake.
It definitely does.
That came out of nowhere, dude. That surprised the hell out of me.
Yep.
I was waiting for Jason to kill somebody, and it's this kid.
Wait, you
This-
haven't seen this at all?
No, I've never seen this
Oh,
before in my
so
whole life. Man, that fucked me up, dude. I was like, what?
Oh, it's traumatizing. Look at all the blood
Well, this
sucking
is
through the
technically like a
sheet.
psychological horror. Then.
Yeah, well, let's in a way, because this sets off a whole chain of events.
By the way, I just want to give a tip of the hat to every police officer in the Friday the 13th series because they're always fucking
Really chill.
ridiculous characters.
The one in the next one is ridiculous. That locks Tommy up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
his deputy has the laser,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
laser,
the
points
laser
the-
scope.
See, that one was my favorite because it was the first one I ever
Hell,
saw.
even these
I
EMS
love
guys,
it.
like
Yeah,
this
watch
blonde
these
guy,
Let's hear this out.
Watch these EMS guys.
he's
Let's just-
totally got a
let's-
murder boner right here.
Oh, shit.
And it's like this guy's like clearly
Like
the
somebody
rookie.
put
He's
his
like, "Oh, I'm
arm
gonna
back
throw
on top
up.
of it. Like somebody put his arm up
Wait,
there.
he chopped his arm off?
Yeah.
I saw him, like, go for the back of the spine.
He just kept going. A bunch of
Bunch of
pussies.
pussies.
And this guy's like, ugh.
Oh, this guy's, like, getting off to it.
Awkward.
Yeah, he's
boner.
like, it looks like he's jacking off just outside of the shot
Yeah, he's
there.
just
He's like
bouncing.
bouncing down.
Do you think anybody in that field is that excited?
There's an outtake where he picks up that severed hand and he jerks himself off of it. MPAA.
God damn.
he's having a
MPAA
rough
said
time
no,
with
that
it,
was too
man.
much.
What's the matter with
That
you?
guy
Ain't never
looks
seen a
evil.
dead body before? No, I haven't.
Dude, he looked like he had Hulk face right there.
Yeah, it's like his eyes were turning green.
He looked
Oh, and
Lou
then these
Ferrigno.
two
He does
guys.
look like Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, these guys I don't understand.
Here's
Now
a-
I remember in the one of the documentaries,
Do it. Fix it.
what's the big one that when they go to conventions, these two guys they always get asked that they feel like they were the first gay couple.
These greasers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in one of the movies, and he's like, "Well, I didn't play it that way, but they get that like a lot when they go to conventions
yeah?
and stuff."
Do this. You're the one who keeps fucking around with this thing, so get off your ass and you fix it.
They do seem
It's
like
like
a
the
married
James
couple.
Franco.
they
the
are kind of
past.
having a spat.
Yeah,
You
they're
know?
having a little lovers' quarrel right now.
Yeah.
They're fucking with each other. That way, and the leather cap. I mean, the leather jackets and all that look like 50s
Yeah, he's
greasers.
kinda
The
like
leather
a-
cap is a little bit like...
He's like
Blue
tough.
oyster.
Yeah, they're a little blue
It's
oyster.
a little blue oyster.
He's like, I'll be your leather daddy, baby. Come on.
That's it. I'm walking home, Frankie.
They do kind of look like Fonzie fetishists.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, which one of us is the Fonz? Let's both be the Fonz.
I wonder if that's a gay subculture because there is many gay
Oh,
subcultures.
dude. Like,
There has to be like
There's
one
a
gay
Fonz
bar.
culture?
There has,
There's
there has to be
gotta
like
be leather.
one gay
they're
bar
greaser culture.
in the
I mean,
world that like the guys are like 1950s happy days, like just
It
gay
has to
dudes.
exist.
Has to exist.
It has to exist.
Because you know how they do, and that's what they're doing. They're
There's
like,
no
they're
way
like-
around it.
Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like,
know how
you want
they
to
do.
suck my dick a little bit? Hey.
Hey,
I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to go that
I think
far.
we're going
You're in timeout.
Yeah.
fucking
I'm in
forget about
timeout.
it.
I'm sorry.
So, like, why did he just walk off into the woods?
I think he needs to take a shit or a piss or
There's
something.
I think he needs to cool down a little bit.
A good view.
Yeah.
Of that, good view
From
of that
that- from that-
Converse
from that,
label on
lover
his
spat.
sneakers. I'm just gonna start saying things like Jameson and Converse until we get a sponsorship.
We'll just start saying Converse until they start sending us shoes.
By the way,
Converse,
I just bought
send us
this-
some shoes, god dang it.
I bought this brand new pair of New Balances. I'm really enjoying them.
We
Yeah,
start-
maybe we should aim a little lower.
We gotta start doing dad movies.
This is a cool kill right here. Coming up.
Oh, come on. We don't know that this guy dies.
No, there's no way.
mean,
yeah.
He's the
I
main
do.
hero.
He was gonna save
That's what I
everybody.
thought.
He was gonna save
No,
them
it's
all.
like this is one of those. We don't even have any backstory on these guys. They're just two dudes.
I feel
and,
like
he thinks it's his buddy. Oh,
and then
shit.
boom, road flare down
Dude,
the
that's
throat.
a gnarly kill, actually.
Yeah,
That's really
which
awesome.
is actually pretty phallic. I think they're.
I'd say
Yeah,
extremely. in a
it
way.
leads towards the whole. Yep.
Man, y'all have never seen this before. This is like tripping me out.
It's
There's no rhyme or
it's
reason
different,
how
right?
this is even coming
Because
out.
this is definitely like, hey, there wasn't enough kills in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they went and shot a whole new scene
Yeah.
and got some extra kills in the
Ain't
movie.
starting, man.
I'm gonna kick your ass, kick your
Like, what kind of drugs is this guy on?
Meth.
This
Think
dude is
he's-
like.
he's-
I don't think
he's
they had
scared
meth
now.
back
Like,
then.
what is it like? Hey, you got to fix the car this time. Like, what the fuck are
Oh
you
wait,
fixing?
wait. This was the '80s. This was
The thing
White,
that fucking
White
kills me
Crosses
is his
what it
fucking
was.
language right here. He just said "fuck" like
20
40
times.
fucking
Of course, the
times. in
guy's
4
name is
fucking
Vinny.
sentences.
He's a kid,
fucking
though. He's a
asshole.
kid.
Fucking
Hey,
Vinny.
Vinny.
What are you doing out there, Vinny?
Hey, Vinny, come over here so I can suck your
Is,
dick.
but it's like,
Try to suck
oh!
Yeah.
And speaking
that
of
was
Tom
quick.
All right,
Savini,
the head laying down on the horn that is taken
Classic.
straight from Halloween.
Yeah.
That's been done a lot.
Oh,
but
my.
actually, like,
hey.
What?
It's just
looked like
homages,
Patrick
man.
Don't come at me,
Don't
man.
get all butthurt about it.
I'm not
Patrick
butthurt.
Bateman
It's
for a
it's
second.
an
Because they
honor.
did it- They didn't do it first.
Dude, he is sweaty AF. He looks like he just got done having gay sex.
Or he just got done pegging
he was
himself.
dreaming, man. Like,
Is there a certain beat of
it'll make
sweat
you
that
sweat.
means
It'll-
it's gay sex?
he's basically got PTSD.
Yeah,
Pretty
how do you not
obvious.
It's a
know?
little darker.
Okay.
It's a little
He's
darker.
by himself
Hey,
in the bed.
here's an
I think
idea,
we're getting
guys.
way too off on this.
Here's
the
an idea.
rails.
Why don't each
What's
of
the
you
matter?
guys?
You don't like talking about gay sex? It makes you uncomfortable?
Why don't each of you guys walk up to everybody with PTSD and say, "Hey, do you ever like wake up looking like you just had a bunch of gay sex?" See what happens.
It's weird that you
See
say
what
that.
happens.
All right, all right.
We're
I
not
thought,
we're not
honestly-
making fun. We're
I
not
honestly
making fun.
thought with this movie that we were going to be talking about boobs a whole lot.
Yeah.
But apparently we went the whole different direction.
Well,
Not
Tommy,
gonna
I mean,
lie
look
though,
at him,
this
dude.
is
He's
probably
super
the
ripped.
most ripped Tommy.
No, he's
yeah.
very ripped.
And people, some people actually complain about, and I'm sorry I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy that's playing Tommy Jarvis in this movie, it's like in a way he's actually kind of the best one because he pulls off being traumatized and also somebody that's like trained up to kick an ass.
And he has very little dialogue too. Like a lot of it is him just trying to do it with his body, like that whole last scene.
John Shepard.
John Shepard.
John Shepard, yes.
He
Better
appeared in
than-
one episode of the Friday the 13th TV series. He was in 1992's Deep Cover Down Periscope. And not much else. Bobby Jones, Stroke of Genius. I think it was a chess movie, right?
But no, you're totally right. Like, this is the only movie where Tommy Jarvis had, like, these layers of, like, torture, just, like, trying to figure out himself and
Yeah.
dealing
like,
with all kinds of
in part
psychological
6,
shit. You know,
Tommy
6 is
Jarvis
all of a
is
sudden
very
okay.
cool. It's another Return to Living Dead alumni too, and he's you know, he's super cool. He's a great actor, great character, and everything. He's far more entertaining, I think, than this one. But this one, like, I feel like he nailed the character.
No, definitely.
so well.
He did, for sure.
It was a tough task, yeah. With little dialogue, he had to play.
I couldn't imagine the guy that plays Tommy in Part 6 playing Tommy in this movie. Like, I just don't think it would have worked as well.
You said too many places. No, I didn't. Yes, you did.
Golly, that hair.
Don't you
How's she
remember
keep-
that
how-
Joey got chopped into pieces a little while ago?
Oh, I already forgot about that.
My son
How'd she keep her
was
hair all crimped like that
torn
out there in the
to
woods?
pieces.
With a crimper.
That
They
hu-
do
that
have
humidity
electricity.
would just be.
They have electricity, Tim. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I guess
It's not
they're-
cabin in the woods.
What's going on here?
Emotions are riding high because these are all troubled teens.
Does that guy die?
And they just
I'll
watch-
spoil it. I
they just
wanna
watch
know.
somebody
I want him to die.
No
get
spoilers here,
chopped
Zach.
up.
Wanting one hand, shit in the other, man.
I know how you want.
That's all I'm saying.
This thing is not easy.
Do you think that's fresh squeezed or Minute Maid.
Well, I was like, it has to be first squeeze. Why would they pour it out?
Yeah,
of
because
one
they're out in the
container
middle.
and
I mean,
do
look at
another
that jar.
I mean, come on.
They
jam.
might have wanted to look
Yeah.
fancy, and they take the Minute Maid out and they
Hey,
pour
where's
it
the
into-
product placement? I'm really disappointed here.
This movie literally
Orange
takes
juice.
place.
We
in
saw
Orange
Converse in
Grove.
that last scene. That's why I brought up Converse.
I've
that's
seen.
right.
They did a close up on the kids' sneakers.
Converse, and look, orange juice. It's
What's
good
up?
for
What's
your
that?
body.
Is that a swatch?
Milk. It's also good for your body.
Well, you keep seeing that Walkman on that one girl's waist.
I like how you say that, Walkman.
Walkman.
That's what they were called.
Walkman.
Walkman.
You called it a Walkman?
They're Jewish.
Are you serious?
Oh, you're from Kansas,
I
right?
fucking
They're-
Kansas. No, I
Yeah.
said Walkman.
No, they're Walkmans
They're
and
Walkmans.
Discmans. They're Jewish. All
You're
right.
fuck. He keeps playing with his hair. Don't forget, you guys.
Oh, so the way that he killed
troubled.
Jason last is coming back to haunt him.
He's
so
got
there's these-
PTSD from part
These
4.
these masks remind him of him killing Jason and going through all that.
No, I
No,
think it's
he's
just
ju-
somebody's
no, he's just
invading his
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah, he's pushing his buttons.
Yeah, see, look,
What
he's
the
kicking
hell?
ass.
Yeah, Tommy don't fuck around.
So he knows
Fucking him
judo?
Yeah, look how ripped he is, dude.
Wasn't that judo?
son
It
of a
looked
bitch.
almost like a WWF
It
move.
was judo.
I like to think he didn't even have any
relax.
training. He just, like,
Oh.
after kicking Jason's ass, he was just like, oh, I'm just going to, like, think of cool ways to throw people
Yeah.
around, kick ass.
I killed the unkillable, so I'm pretty much a badass now.
I don't know, I'd kick his ass.
Fucking crazy farm.
I'm just being an idiot right now.
I like her character a lot.
I hate it. I hated these kind of characters. See, this is so disgusting. I can't even watch when he eats this food.
You big dildo.
Eat your fucking slop. You big dildo, eat your fucking slop. Dude, I'm sorry. Like, hearing a mother call her son a
I think
dildo
they- no.
is fucked up.
I think that's her stepmom.
Oh, that-
See what?
No, gross.
Once and for all. You hear me, Junior?
Oh, gross. So gross.
Sound? Yeah.
The sound and then
I
that
hate it.
slop that he's just...
Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
That's my favorite line of the whole movie.
Who the
Who the fuck are you? What the fuck do you want?
Like to earn a meal.
Okay.
Dude, this really seems like the start of a
Clean all
porn.
the shit
Yeah.
out of the chicken coop and dump it behind the shed.
I think this whole movie is.
I
Like,
was thinking more along the lines of giving you a nice oil change.
I
Wink,
mean,
wink.
the guy just did vignettes of like the intros to pornos and just pieced them all together.
Yeah, he's like,
But
I could use
instead, of
this.
ending, but they, instead of ending in fucking, they end in death.
Yeah. Well,
That's
he's
pretty
like, I
much
could
what this
use like I
feels like,
use
yeah.
all those intros later on. And
Well, I have a lot of notes. so-
yeah, and then get porn stars to finish out the scene.
You shut your
That's kind of what this feels like. This movie does feel like a porn. It's so
That's why I said stepmom.
It's so
because, like,
disconnected.
they have a relationship.
People
here.
are into that, you know.
it literally is like so. Every scene is so disconnected and it doesn't have really a flow. It's just like, all right, cool, we're done with that. All right.
Well, that's what
Now
I'm
these
saying.
people-
When this is when it started off that trend of just unlikable characters that you just can't wait for them to die.
You
You're
rooted
you're,
against,
you're
yeah.
waiting like okay, those two people are definitely
They're
going to die.
obviously-
I'm gonna root against these
Yeah,
guys so hard.
those people, you know, those people are definitely going to die, and you're just waiting to see what clever new way they will die.
Look at the volume of the hair on these guys. It's absolutely gorgeous.
The cop.
It
I
looks
think
like
the cops.
chips.
I think the cop's wearing a wig.
Nah.
I think he's wearing a wig.
I love how the cops are always like buffoons, or just complete.
Well, there's one guy
or
who's just
complete
out of his
pricks.
element, but everybody around them are buffoons.
Yeah.
Their deputies. Their deputies are always buffoons.
Oh yeah, the deputy's wearing
Barney
like a,
Fife. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
The deputy was wearing a hat that's 2 sizes
and
too big.
that's the guy that like knows something's going down, and then his partner's the guy that's like the sadistic.
Hey, look at this dead kid.
Oh,
That goes
man.
back to that theme.
Look
we
at
did.
that.
Here we go.
Look at this beautiful car with that awesome
The
paint
Bondo
job.
paint job.
That's Bondo, bro.
This is like
that's
man.
primer.
this girl's way too hot.
Come
for this
on,
dude.
Lisa.
Yeah, but you're gonna see why she's with him. I mean,
Look at that hairy
I
ass.
mean, come on.
yeah.
Well, first of all, that's a hell of a divot in that chin, right
That's a
there.
that's a
That's a
Deep divot, actually.
that's some.
that's
You
one
dive
dimple.
into that bad boy.
Yeah, dude.
You know what that's for? It's for all that extra pussy juice he gets.
Well,
Damn, Zach! Damn, boy, you
Pretty
going
rough,
like that?
brother.
Jake just said she's definitely out of his league in looks, but you're about to find out why she's with this dude in a second.
He's got a dick like a machete.
That can't be a good thing.
Like
Like
a man.
It's all flat and
It's
4
a
feet
thin dick,
long.
but it's got some length on it.
Got some heft.
It's kind of dull. He uses it
He
for yard
doubles it in
work.
half. You fold it in half.
Yo, I just want to say I don't know if it's because there's 5 of us here, but we getting wild in this podcast.
It's getting a little crazy.
we getting wild.
Well, hold on.
Is it about to be Showtime?
It's about to get crazy.
Is it about to be Showtime?
I think it might be Showtime soon.
Oh yeah.
Is it Showtime?
It's Showtime.
Ding.
It's Showtime.
Oh, man, look at that.
Absolutely unnecessary.
Did human beings actually do that?
The freckles is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think girls actually. do
She's
that.
certainly
Some
proud of the
girls
way
done
that
that,
she was endowed, and you can't
never-
blame her.
I mean,
never looked
have
at
you ever
your
just
penis?
looked
I
at your
never
dick?
complained.
And
just look
this
at your
right
dick?
here,
This is why she's with him.
okay.
He's got the
There you go.
Dude's just like, I'm chilling in the car.
That looks
I'm
like
just
a
sitting here
bag. That
doing
looks like
nothing."
a bag that he got from the hardware store with some like bolts for his fucking 455. And he just dumps some blow in there because he probably sells it.
Cloudy in the mountains.
Cloudy in the mountains, sunny in the valleys, and snow flurries up your nose. I like how
Why
everybody
does he have
who's
like,
like
a New York accent?
sleazy, always like, yeah,
He's
forget.
sleazy.
And well, okay,
Where does this take place?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
there you
Ah, the woods of New Jersey.
So even
Yes.
sleazier.
Now your tits smell like
She just
spearmint.
sprayed breath spray in her cleavage.
She just sprayed it on her vagina.
Well, because she wants him to go suck her titties.
Well, he's got that cotton mouth from all the cocaine. So
When
she
he
goes,
well,
they
when he
lick
goes
on that
when he
and
goes down
it'll
to
make his
suck her
breath smell
titties,
better.
he comes back up. His
it's-
breath will
She
smell
also
really
did a
fresh.
spray
yeah.
down.
It's for her.
You know, further.
It's kind of what I feel like every time I see like a super hot chick with like a gargoyle of a man. I'm like, man, he must be a coke dealer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got a
you
big
must
old
be
dick,
a
or you
coke
got
dealer.
you got an in.
Like how
And
that happened.
she must cover her whole body in Banaka.
Do they still make Banaka?
She's like, I'm just gonna go
Yes.
keep putting on more lipstick.
Yes.
Oh shit.
She's probably a single mom, like her kids at home. Like she's a diner, you know.
First
Like
cat
waitress
scare,
at
a
diner.
literal cat
Her
scare.
3-year-old.
And it's
is
so
alone at
funny
home.
because, like, if you think about where that cat came from,
like, was it in
like,
the roof?
he was like in a light fixture,
or on the fan,
and he
or
jumped down,
something.
and he
In
hit,
in the restaurant. That's
he
a
hit
health
his
code
seat.
violation.
Yeah,
Those fucking
cats, man.
arms. God,
He's got some hairy
Unpredictable.
arms.
yeah, I know.
looks like Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder.
So wait a minute. So Jake, who is the actress in this movie who is like the admin of that Facebook group you are?
It's Deborah Voorhees. Yeah.
Who is that in this movie?
We haven't seen her
We
yet.
haven't seen her yet.
No,
Oh,
we
really?
have definitely.
Have
seen
we
Oh,
seen
no,
her?
we did.
Wait.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, she's the absolutely gorgeous brunette girl who.
Oh, the one like the black X clothing.
No,
Oh,
no,
wait,
no.
No,
You'll
okay.
see her. We'll
All right.
point her
yeah,
out.
we'll see. We'll
I'm
see
just
her
curious.
again.
For anybody listening, actually,
Tina.
that's
She
one
was
thing.
she was the one that was the nicest to Joey and was like, "Not now, Joey, leave me
I
alone,"
got
or
you.
something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Which is like,
And they said she got the job solely on her name being Voorhees. Didn't I think Gina Gershon? Is it this one or next one that tried out for that same
It's
role?
that one.
I don't
It's
remember
this- that-
exactly.
Oh, okay, cool,
Well,
cool, cool. I got you.
there's
It's the same character?
there is a girl that auditioned for the same character that I
then
think
she's
showed
in the
up in
next
part
one.
6, but she wasn't as well endowed as,
And that's
as
yeah,
Deborah.
And she's very well endowed.
Oh, she didn't notice the blood all over her
Yes.
blouse.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
those-
no,
Is that a
the-
is that a Budweiser in his cup holder?
the other girl that
Yeah.
tried
Hell
out,
yeah,
sure
brother.
is.
the other girl that got tried out didn't get it, and then was in the next film.
Yeah.
The third person in
She
the
was in
room,
part
she
6.
said, was Gina.
She's like, oh,
Gina
look at all
were
that
just
coke down there. She's like, let me get this coke off this floorboard.
They were just churning these out like year after year.
Oh, they
right?
came out every
Just-
year.
Every
See,
year
that's a
there was
real
different
addict. She's
Friday.
scooping it up off the floorboard. And you know it's the dirtiest side of the car is in the driver's seat.
Oh, shit.
Like
Yeah,
that-
it's not the bloody axe, it's the bad footwear. She's like, boots, they're not in fashion yet.
It definitely wasn't a nice pair of Converse.
It was not.
yeah, she's like, you're not wearing Converse. I'm out of here.
She's like, Timberlands, those aren't going to be cool for like
they're
another
really- they're
15
doing-
years.
They're
That
doing the
wouldn't kill
Hitchcock
you.
thing right now. Like they're not showing too much.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. There is a gory
Man,
accident.
that wouldn't
going
kill
on.
you.
Not
right
immediately.
away.
Not
Yeah,
immediately.
not right away.
Oh yeah, she'd be throwing up blood for like
axe
10
is still
minutes.
there.
It takes-
She could probably crawl back inside and use the
it would take a really long time for somebody to die from being
Well, you go into shock.
something.
There's only
in
like
the
part of
stomach.
that in there.
No, not really.
Just
You really
hold
wouldn't
it.
go to shock. It would take like 2 hours. You'd be like, God, this hurts so
Could
much.
be
There
running
she
with an
is.
axe.
There
sucks
she is.
really
There she
bad.
goes.
But as long as you keep the axe in there, you're good.
He's not being creepy at
So
all.
just
He's so
remember, you
creepy.
guys, if anybody
There's a
ever
little
hits you with
nod
an
to
axe,
Halloween.
see you there.
Yeah. Keep the axe in.
Keep the axe in.
This guy's losing it, guys.
So
Keep the axe in, and you'll
He's
be in the
losing it.
sequel.
He looks like the guy from Trolls 2 to me.
Same.
Oh
Is it the same
my
guy?
God!
Is it the same guy?
Eating him,
And then they're going to eat me.
They're going to eat me. Like he looks like that guy.
When
to
it
me.
first showed him, I was like, wait a minute. Maybe I just
if
haven't
you
seen
put the
Trolls 2
glasses
in a long
on
time.
him, yeah.
That reminds me
The
of
best, worst movie
probably
ever.
my favorite lines from part 6.
Hey, are we doing cheers?
Yeah.
What? I don't.
Do I have a shot here?
I don't have one
What's
lined
going
up.
on? How are you gonna have a toast without everybody having a
that was
shot?
yours.
We're about to run out.
This
You know
one's
what?
mine.
Well,
That's-
didn't I leave a bottle?
That's for you, Tim. I don't want to. I'm not going to drink all your
Hand me that
Jameson.
action
So
figure
you're
behind
good.
Didn't I leave a bottle?
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
saying
There's
no.
a little bit of it.
Oh yeah,
Hand
this
me
is
back
that Jaws nod. The cops in the mirror. I know who it is. It's Jason Voorhees. He's dead. He's fucking dead.
You sounded like Gilbert Godfrey there for just a second there.
It's Jason Voorhees. I know he's dead. He's back. He's killing all the kids. He's a fucking asshole.
That's a pretty legit Gilbert Godfrey.
Dang, I've been working on it since I was like 4 years old.
You sound like Iago talking about.
Wasn't he played by
Yeah, he was.
He was played by a cartoon parrot.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that for anybody that's too young to know him by name, and might put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
We have a few young listeners, a couple.
Well, that reminds me.
The
My,
beach stays
Okay,
open.
all right. I feel bad about taking this shot because there's not gonna be any left. You know, I don't.
I'll fucking drink beer.
There's a
I don't-
wonderful
Drink some
exchange.
beer.
I don't
God
care.
damn.
I'll fucking
Hey,
drink the whole
I-
goddamn
I
beer.
did. I brought the sangria too because it means.
Oh, yeah, I'll
the
try some of
blood.
that
Yeah,
sangria.
Try some of that.
look,
There we go. Here's-
look,
this is
she,
Voorhees.
there
Cheers.
she
Cheers.
is. There's
Cheers to Voorhees.
Deborah Voorhees. There
To
you go.
boobies.
We're toasting to you. And you look fantastic in that shirt right there. Ah.
Super babe.
She might actually listen to this podcast.
This
And
is
Oh, there's a
so
chance,
It
yeah.
would be an
No,
honor.
the group's
look at that
really
we
smile.
need to
awesome,
post this
actually.
into the group.
This is
Oh, yeah.
also another thing. Like
We're all
'Cause
in
she
that
is a
group. We
total
should
babe
totally
right there.
post
Look
this,
at that
yeah.
girl.
She's
Man,
like,
she's
fuck
so
you. He's
beautiful.
like, exactly, fuck me. And you know
God
what? She
damn, she's
lights up
gorgeous.
and she just
Look
grins.
how fucking cute she is, man.
Yeah,
she's
usually even when girls in these movies want to.
I hate that she's gonna be
Get
the death
laid.
by fucking, but I mean, I guess
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Well, I
she,
mean, that is
There's
part of the
one in
Friday the
everything.
13th. Yeah,
she wouldn't have prude. She's
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, let's do some
Yeah, but,
sexing.
yeah, but she's punished for it though. That's the thing about these movies is they show like frisky teenagers and they get punished for being frisky. You know.
Yeah, but usually
it's
the
that
girls,
mother's
even if the
punishment,
girls want to get laid, they're
Mother doesn't
prudes.
want
But
you
she's
banging
like,
sluts.
nah, let's rock and roll. Let's do this.
She's like, yeah, I'm down.
that type of gene has made a comeback, and I'm happy with it.
Watch,
And even
yeah.
at 8 years old, I was like, I love this girl. I just love her.
Guess jeans. There's a product placement. She's wearing.
There
Guess.
you go.
She's wearing Guess jeans.
Send us some jeans, guess.
Sitting here plugging them.
Guess
is it-
jeans.
Oh, wait,
Joint-
wait, what was
Okay.
that?
Shitty
Was
little
that some more
joint.
cocaine? Oh no, it was a
So
little-
yeah,
probably had
they're
cocaine in it.
they're
It was a
definitely
primo.
gonna die now because they're smoking drugs.
Well,
and then
they're
gonna
having-
have sex.
They're having premarital sex,
Doing
and
sex to
taking
each
in
other?
drugs. That's why we love having you on, Tim.
I really want to get
Say
this
the
guy's
funniest
shirt.
things.
Look at this
Yeah,
guy's shirt.
this-
By the way, she's also a Texas native, so that's cool.
Here, here.
Oh,
Yeah,
where's she
that's
from?
awesome.
I-
And a
Dallas.
former Playboy,
Really?
Playboy
Okay,
Playmate.
Yeah.
And you're about to see why she got the job.
Yeah.
There's a dirty old drifter.
Yeah.
He's gonna die first.
This is another
He's
intro to a
just-
porno.
Dude,
God
that guy's just working
damn.
for some slop.
He's
That's
just
all he wants.
shooting intro to porno after intro to porno.
Is he jacking off? Is he gonna start?
Yeah,
jacking
and you know what's funny is like he's
would be-
watching
that would
and
be
you're
more
like,
realistic.
what a pervert. But at the same time, it's like,
I mean, I would watch.
here are two of the most like attractive people ever banging
Like-
it
Oh!
out. I'd be watching.
You're saying
too.
you wouldn't watch for a minute?
I'd
Yeah.
totally be watching. But
Instant
then
death.
that
I
guy
love how
got
they just
shanked.
instantly.
Dude,
die
I
for
mean,
these
you would
movies.
think you would want to slit his throat to not attract any attention.
3, 2.
The joy in her face. It's
already seen
amazing.
He's
This
like
guy's
Minuteman. He's
oh,
already
this
done.
is all cool,
God,
but
they're done already.
He's done. He's put his jeans on.
God,
Well, I
wow.
mean, look at him. He's
God
probably got
Bam.
chiggers and red bugs up his
God
butt.
bless
This
you.
Lovely.
Debbie, if you watch this,
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
You made so
bless.
many young boys so happy.
Yeah.
My God.
Ah, yeah. Stretch out. Get some sun.
I'm just gonna
in
let
all
the
that
dinger
shit.
and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You guys have to share this.
It's gonna sound like the closing stock bell whenever her tits are in the frame.
I'm not trying to be like stupid, but I think she's got a cute mouth.
She's
I'm
just-
trying to like.
That wasn't Yeah, okay.
She,
She's just gorgeous.
she is watching, you know, and I'd be like,
And we're looking at her face, everybody.
you know, I'm
her
looking,
eyes
I'm
are
looking
up
at your
there.
face, you know. I'm
Tim's looking directly into her mouth.
Wait a minute. How did
I
that?
swear to you, I was looking
Look,
into the windows to her
she's
soul.
chilling.
No, this is the real thing. How did that
Yeah.
sheet get that much bigger?
Best scream ever. And then boom. That's
And
why
you can hear
it's-
the crunch.
And that's why it's called the Deborah Voorhees sheer horror.
Yep. Because that's how she died, was garden shit.
Yeah.
God damn
So
it.
is that a popular scream in?
So that dude's hair was
Man,
ripped.
this
right?
dude, like,
You got to get a good scream.
He-
Yeah, that's
he-
why they call them scream queens. Yeah.
and you know, he should have been having so much fun. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go sit by the water and throw a rock in it.
And then
It's
I'm
like
Roadhouse.
way cooler.
He had to go think about
The
all the
fuck
other
is
girls.
this
Tai
guy
Chi.
now?
Yeah.
Go do some tai
It's
chi.
like-
He's got this beautiful woman waiting back for him, he thinks. And he's just out there like screwing around in the woods with a
Well, he
stick.
didn't really finish. He had to
Dang,
go
bro.
crank one out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, give me a second.
What,
I'll
she
be
didn't
good
do
to
it
go.
for him?
Yeah, because he's gay as shit. Look at that.
Well, he's definitely in gay shape. He's way too cut to be a straight guy.
She got it really bad.
It's like,
Oh, and her head
fuck.
separates from her body.
No.
Oh, in the eyes.
no,
Oh,
yeah.
the crunch. The crunch was the nose.
Yeah.
Oh, look
check
at
This is awesome. This is great.
This
great.
is
Now watch.
like this is one of the most brutal
He's turning
kills.
counterclockwise.
He's freaking out.
Counterclockwise.
Those rings would break.
Yeah, it's
now he's going the other
cutting in.
way. He was going counterclockwise. Now he's going the opposite way.
Oh my god.
That's
Brooke.
two brutal ass deaths.
The crunch was the eye thing. Like,
both
oh my
of them were
God.
eyes.
and then
Both of them
on
were
him
eyes.
too. The leather strap
Oh.
crunched his eyes in.
Dude,
All right,
it's,
hey.
we've said this about.
Hey, I'm
we've
only gonna say this. I'd kick Jason's ass. Fuck him.
Whatever.
You would
You ain't
not
sneaking
do
up
Jason
on
Davis
him
at
out.
all.
Ain't nobody-
He has no neck,
Look,
Aaron.
look,
you can't
ain't-
choke out somebody.
There's
Ain't
no way
nobody
you
gonna
could kick
kill
his
me
ass.
with a leather strap over my face. Fuck that. I ain't dying like that.
Okay,
Bullshit.
so we talked about like the Game of Thrones, like where the prince gets killed by the mountain. And
Oberyn,
it's like- and
Martell.
Crush his head
Well,
in.
and what really struck me about that is how the sound of it. You don't see it, but you hear the
You hear that
sound.
crunch.
Well, no, but you hear the sound of him screaming because he's getting jabbed in the eyes. Then you hear the sound of him screaming, realizing that he's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you hear the crunch.
Yeah, you
And
see
that's
it.
kind of the same thing, but you don't realize what you're hearing until you see what happened to her.
Right.
I thought you cut her head off. That's normal, but the cut between the
Yeah, he went into her eyes and then
So,
crunched.
and that right there. Okay, so you just saw it for the first time.
yeah.
And part of the dissertation that I wrote was not only was that easily one of the most memorable nude scenes ever, because good lord,
It
is
was a
she
long
not
one.
fantastic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Say otherwise, and I will
Terrorific.
punch you.
I will
Terrorist.
fight anybody
I
that
will
says-
fight you to the death. But both of them got two of the most memorable
Yep.
death scenes, like in the entire series. Straight to the eyes for both of them.
That's like a lot of people. They have a love this fucking movie, or they fucking hate it. But this movie, whether you love it or hate it, it's got some of the best kills in it.
Absolutely.
It really does, especially for the time. I mean, like, you know,
Does this Tommy guy not remind you
And
of
they
like,
got
like Anakin Skywalker in a way?
Make me hate the
Can we not
character.
talk about
Yeah,
Anakin
yeah.
Skywalker
Now I
ever in the
immediately
history
hate
of A
Tommy
to Z?
Jarvis.
you can talk Darth Vader all day, but when you call him Anakin, you just know you're talking about a douchebag little prat.
I would have
piece
much
of
rather
shit.
this guy that played Tommy
he's a
Jarvis
fucking
to play
badass.
Anakin Skywalker.
He's a badass.
You know,
He
the
is an
only
ass,
time
but he's
I've
a
liked
badass.
Anakin
fighting after
Skywalker is in the Clone Wars series.
It's actually a
Okay,
good
look,
series.
no,
It's a
no,
good
I'm shutting
series.
down.
We're
I'm
going off
shutting down
topic.
the Star Wars. I'm sorry.
All
I
right.
didn't mean to do
No,
that.
fuck
Star
you, Chris.
Bad
Fuck
call.
you, Chris. Prequels are good.
Bad
Fuck
call.
you.
I'm not going down this rabbit hole.
No,
I'm not
shut
going
up.
down this rabbit
Shut
hole.
up.
All right,
No
I'm
Star
done.
Wars.
I'm done.
Shutting
Friday
it
the
down.
13th.
I'm done.
Should
Shutting it down.
All right.
Hey, Tim, why don't you reach behind you there and get you that drink I made you?
Somebody's trying to get me.
Oh
drunk.
wait, what were you making? What were you drinking?
It's just sangria. It's just a sangria.
You haven't talked about that yet.
Exactly. What does sangria mean? Why are we drinking
well,
sangria?
sangria-
tonight?
Yeah, why the fuck are we drinking sangria?
Well, okay, that's the thing about this.
Oh. Here's like the fucking coolest thing. Reggie the Reckless meets his brother, Miguel Nunez.
Oh, Return of the Living Dead right here, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Hell
another Return of the Living Dead alumni.
That is return. Yeah, I
Damn,
remember
you look
that.
good.
Hell yeah.
God, I just gotta get you. Is that not the most likable face you've ever seen?
let
Like,
it shine
It's the soul glow, man. Look
he
at
does have the soul glow.
He did some
Feeling
other
oh
stuff,
so
too.
silky
Yeah, he was
smooth.
Joanna Man.
Hey, can we do Coming to America?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I
would
yes.
love to do Coming to America.
All right, no,
But-
I gotta explain
Yeah,
this.
he's all freaking
No,
out.
let
like,
me
this
explain
guy-
this.
I gotta
Sangria.
explain the
Sangria.
thing. So for everybody listening, you know how we obviously we're like drinking and getting drunk and being jovial when we do these podcasts. But I try to have like a cohesive drink theme whenever we're watching. Right?
Yeah.
Like whenever we did Akira, may it rest in peace.
She needs some
I
crack.
did. We
This,
did.
this is my white friend Pam.
Melanie Kinnaman.
I met this white
drank,
lady.
We drank sake, you know, and we've done a bunch of stuff. Like I always try to like sort of tie a drink in. I bought a
J&B, baby.
and J&B, the first one we ever did, the first podcast we did with a thing, we had J&B, the same thing that Kurt Russell was drinking in the movie. So with this one, I was like, man, what could we drink that like embodies Friday the 13th? And I was like, you know what? Sangria literally means the act of bleeding. That's what sangria means, literally, the act of bleeding, because sanger is blood in Latin.
Sangre.
Sangria is to
Bleed.
bleed. So I was like, fuck it, we're going to drink some sangria.
Blood.
Anyway, there you go.
And this is
jump
cool,
back,
too.
To jump back to this,
Yeah.
this kid is with this older white lady, and she just gets in the van with them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
smoking
man.
And the dude like hands the little kid a beer.
He's like, I'm
No, he
I got two
offered him
bitches
a
tonight.
beer and he pulled it away.
But
He's
still,
a
she's
good
just
older
like,
brother.
oh, this is just so fun and safe.
You know what? I can appreciate this sign because
This
they're
looks
not
like
trying
modern
to church it up.
photography right here.
They're not trying to church it up. It just says trailer park. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not like Westwood Estates modular homes.
Yeah.
It just says trailer park.
Now he thinks like, what is he's having Vietnam
All right, this is
flashbacks.
one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie, or one of the most memorable.
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
When the guy who invented meth and
Oh,
drank
we're a
it
little
all
over
when it was a
halfway.
liquid.
We're a little over halfway through. Just a little time.
I don't want to be.
reference
Again,
Every character in this movie is thrown off. They're all
Oh, yeah.
screwed up in the head.
He's very, very like I can't wait for him to die kind of character.
It's like watching just a bunch of psychos interact with each other, and that Jason's in the background at the same time. It's really insane.
Look at that Mountain Dew mouth.
Ooh, gross.
Mountain Dew and meth. And moonshine.
I will say this Tommy
Oh,
Jarvis
oh,
has the most unfortunate haircut, but it was just a product
You
of
gotta
the
fuck
time.
this guy named
yeah, whoop
Judo.
that motherfucker's ass.
This
oh,
is fucking, this
yeah,
is, this
John
is Jean-Claude
Shepard.
Van Damme.
Yeah, crack his
Tommy
shit,
Van
man.
Damme.
Where did he learn all this?
Damn.
When did Tommy Jarvis
Dude,
learn all
you know
this
what?
shit?
He's not the same guy that played the
Hey,
Blue
hey,
Ranger,
Chris,
but
Chris.
he looks very
When
similar
you
to
kill,
the Blue Ranger.
when you kill a cult horror hero,
I know where you're going with this.
you know, you do
That's
the
fair.
Batman Begins thing.
You
He
prepare
he
for
met,
the inevitable
He met
comeback.
Liam Neeson in the Appalachian Plains,
Clearly,
and he learned dick fighting. I guess something like that.
Clearly, the rest of my life is going to be, it's going to revolve around beating the
Killing
shit
things.
out of people with superhuman strength.
It's just that
Hey,
screamy
dude. No, there's always that character that survives the whole way through, and you're waiting for him to die, right? Not all the time, but sometimes. And it's like that's a martial artist surviving through a horror film, I guess you could say.
Guys, I'm
Except
just
for
gonna say
part
this.
8, except for the kickboxer dude in Jason Takes Manhattan, he did not make it to
Wait,
the
is that the guy who gets his head punched off?
That's the
I
one
was
that needs to
asking
go on
about
the
that.
list for the October thing.
Yeah, no, he's in that Facebook group too now. Like, yeah, Julius.
The actor? Yeah.
Did you notice recently, like all these old school Friday the 13th alumni have been coming into this group?
Yeah.
like just
Alright.
within the last like 24 hours.
Well, speaking of Friday the 13th alumni, Jake, and I don't know, you might have even been there at the art studio.
Hold on, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
go
Yo,
ahead, go
Ari
ahead.
Lehman.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is just like one of the most memorable sequences.
This is
Miguel
where Jurassic
Nunez
Park.
is like,
this is where Jurassic
fuck.
Park got this scene, right?
Probably.
maybe,
He's
yeah.
so happy.
So he's in the
This
outhouse.
giant shit he's
He's taking a huge jump.
He's taking an opium.
It's like I don't
his
think I've
face.
ever been so
Look at his
open.
face.
I know.
I did that
That's the
today,
thing.
actually.
I
And
know.
I had a lot of
I don't
habanero.
think a huge dump is the proper thing
Have you ever
to say.
taken a
I think he's
habanero? Have you ever taken a
dropping heat.
habanero?
He's dropping.
No,
heat.
no, exactly. A habanero dump where you had to take all your clothes off. You know?
A flaming hot Fritos dump.
Yeah, you had to take all your clothes
fuck
off.
Fritos, really?
And you're sitting there shaking on the toilet.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna
that's
ask for a
Shaking
little
on
bit
the
of silence right here because D. Clover used to lean over. You gonna get it, bitch? He used to lean over my shoulder in class, and we would discuss this, and they start singing to each other while he's taking a fucking shit.
But like, how do you?
Here we
how,
go, they're
how does
singing.
She, like her boyfriend's in there taking a gigantic shit,
dropping heat.
and she's like, "Hey, baby, why you taking that big old shit?"
He's obviously
He's
what's
getting
that?
down.
What's the soul man back in the day? Little Richard. He looks like Little Richard.
Oh, it's just the hair.
Like he's probably a musician.
He's got some
He's
rockin'
probably a
Jerry curl,
musician. He
but
lives in a
that's
van.
Well, he's obviously a musician because he's got a leather jacket on, and it was the '80s.
He's a fucking
So
right.
that
Like
means,
I
that
mean,
means he was in a band.
Well, he's either dropping heat.
he doesn't have a mustache, but he looks more like Phil Lynott than Little Richard.
So what you're saying, Zach, is that this movie is using stereotypes
Yes.
of black people. This
Well,
is not
it's-
your views.
okay.
That is the views that you are assuming.
Look, the only
that
black
movie
thing
is.
I'm seeing
Well,
right now
it's
is the black
stereotyping
snakes that's
rednecks,
coming
too,
out of
so
They
us.
are well.
Well,
I mean,
every single one of these characters is a stereotype.
they're stereotyped, and they're
So-
also like to
so
the extreme.
I'm
you know?
racist right now, I guess.
No, of course not. The movie is.
no,
The movie's racist against black and white
Oh
people.
shit!
Racist.
See,
Oh, she's still breathing. Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can see her
damn.
carotid artery pumping.
that's-
See,
That's
nowadays
so
blood would have been squirting out of it.
Oh shit! What is that?
See that, and this
Like,
is one of
it's
those
a fence
things.
post.
This
It
is
looks
like
like-
Well, this is
real
one of those-
fear.
Yeah, this one you're at your most vulnerable when you're taking a shit.
Yeah.
When you're,
Oh,
when you're,
yeah.
When
He
you're
just got a
sitting on the
fence
shitter,
That's
you're
primal.
at
He
your
just
most
got a
vulnerable.
wrought iron fence post through the leg, dude. He's
Yeah.
scared. He just saw his girlfriend with his throat cut.
I'm like, get out the room!
He's like, man,
get out
I
the
ain't even
room!
wiped my
I
ass
feel
yet.
so bad. Like I would love for him to have been the survivor of this
I mean,
movie.
you can't run away. I mean,
Got him.
He
Fuck.
was a very likable character.
I mean, Jason
Yeah.
walks.
He's a
at,
cool dude.
He
I mean,
walks
he's-
at 20 miles an hour. You know, I mean, average. It's an average.
This guy was a likable character.
He's
so that
drinking
was-
beer. He's smoking weed. He won't let his little brother do it. He's a rocker.
He had a
cool.
girlfriend that
He's-
was not afraid of big old shits. So,
Yeah,
so
he's
lock
singing
that
to his
down.
girlfriend who's taking shit, and he dies anyway. It's like, fuck, he just got rid of like
And
one
she
of the
sang
coolest
to him while he
people.
was taking big old shits. Who doesn't want
If you
that?
can find a girl that'll sing to you while you're taking a shit, put a ring on that.
Put one of these rings on that boy.
So you gotta
Oh,
sing
this
like
guy's
a
name is
cool
Jake.
song.
I forgot about that.
I hope she dies. God damn it. Just for that haircut.
Really,
What?
the new wave
Vi?
girl?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to hang out with just the two of them. Like everybody else can.
I think
Oh,
we
I
can
wonder
all-
why.
I hold a little bit of
I
a
wonder
grudge
why
'cause
you would
she
want to
was-
hang out with
I
the
don't
two
know.
of
They
them.
seem like they have some interesting things to talk about.
She
Yeah,
has
Chris-
What, like
yeah,
how much The Cure changed her life?
You know what? I would actually
Do you
have
know
a
what the
very
meaning
in-depth
behind
conversation
jumping
about
on
that.
somebody
Oh,
else's
dude,
train?
hey,
It's
come on.
talking about stealing somebody's wife, okay? Like,
Back the fuck up
him.
real quick, because yeah,
All
there's
right.
some Cure in there, but that is clearly Susie and the Banshees. eyebrow
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I
sir.
agree with that.
Maybe
It's-
even a little Cindy Lauper.
That's a good call out.
Yeah.
Cindy-
That's we're gonna play Susie and the Banshees the
Cindy
closest
Lauper,
episode.
Kiss them for me.
Cities and Dust.
That's
baby.
my jam. I know it's late in the Susie game, but Kiss Them For Me, like, that
Alright,
song
well,
gets stuck in my head. It's
For
a
some
good
reason,
song.
Cities
Peekaboo,
and Dust
man.
like
Peekaboo
always
was
sticks
the
with
one.
me. I love that song.
Peekaboo was my favorite.
Here comes a good Susie, Susie and the Banshees did a song for Batman Returns. That
Wait,
was-
what?
Yeah, Batman Returns.
What song do they do for Batman Returns?
It's, it's
Oh
on
wait,
the
so
DVD.
he got his ass beat and he's running around because he got his ass beat.
Do you
Yeah,
guys,
he's pissed off. He got owned by
But
what he
she's gonna
considers
kick his
to be a
ass
dummy.
because he got his ass
do you
beat.
guys know what type of motorcycle that is? I can tell you right now.
It's a Suzuki 400 S2. I just made that up.
Oh, I was about to go
Dude,
down.
we all just looked at Jake like,
Aaron just got
what?
shut down.
No, it's actually a Yamaha A250 two-stroke. So
Oh,
it's,
no
it's
shit.
an essentially
Yeah.
a 500cc bike.
Look at
It's
that
very,
giant pot
very,
she's
very
cooking
fast.
in. And there's
Very,
only
very
two of
fast.
them, and she's cooking in like Elmer Fudd.
Hey,
trying to
they're
cook.
poor, man. You gotta cook in bulk.
Well, that's like the giant pot like they're trying to cook Bugs Bunny in. You know, like
No, she's gonna simmer
She's
that.
throwing carrots.
No,
and
she's gonna
celery
simmer. She's
in
gonna
there.
simmer that shit
I love
down
how they
for
threw
a while.
carrots
No, hey,
into the
for
bowl
weeks.
that they're cooking Bugs
All
Bunny
right,
in.
let's
Wait,
pump the
wait,
brakes.
wait.
Schwack. Head's gone.
Yeah.
See, but if
What's in that jar?
I don't think I even realized until I saw it with the closed captions, but he says, "They hurt me, Ma. Will you murder them?" And the thing is, this one's called A New Beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
like, there's somebody
She's
said
the
it's
mom.
Jason Voorhees, and it's like, nah, Jason Voorhees is dead. So at this point, you're kind of like, well, we think it's Jason Voorhees, but like,
You've never
Maybe-
seen Jason kill anybody in anything but dreams.
yeah, and
Oh, she's dead.
Because the only characters that have been killed are non-essential, right? Well, no, not necessarily. The
yeah,
Happy
and hey,
And at this point, if
Tina
you, if
was
you,
essential to me, man. You back off.
well. If
That
you,
slop was essential
if you
to me.
look
and
at
she doesn't
that-
even finish it.
if you looked at this movie
Yeah.
at this point, if
Quality
you
slop.
at this point in the movie, if you were to let's say hypothetically you're watching this movie and you've bought into the fact that Jason is dead, then this becomes a whodunit movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I mean,
that's
what,
why
I
there's
think,
all these random
I think
characters.
that's what you
in
were
it.
saying is that this is more of a psychological horror.
Yeah, there's all these random characters in it.
'Cause you don't know what's
It's
happening.
kind of
Yeah,
like
it
when you're watching Scream. The whole time you're watching Scream the first time, you're trying to figure out who did it.
done it.
And every person is suspect.
Yeah, and in this one, yeah, like Jason,
Because it starts with
Jason
it
fucking
starts with,
died in the
well,
last
the first kill.
And we
is,
haven't
is
seen a
not
resurrection
Jason.
or
The
anything.
first kill is not Jason. Well, I
No.
mean, it is in the beginning with Corey Feldman, but the first kill that you see was not Jason doing it, and that sets the tone.
No, yeah, it was Mark Venturini, Vic,
I don't know how you know these.
Can I
guys'
just say
names.
that's a
Jesus.
badass name?
Mark
Oh,
Venturini.
and here,
Venturini.
from this point on in this movie, keep an eye on that pink sweater that's over her shoulders. Especially later
Did you
on.
bring this pink sweater? Is this
No,
what you're wearing?
no, it's a thing.
It
Who's
is
that?
a
Who's
thing.
that?
Especially, yeah, Jake knows where I'm going.
Who are these
It's-
people?
Especially when it starts raining.
Yeah,
This is. Oh shit! What is this movie they're watching?
I don't know.
this is upsetting to me because this is the character named Jake who likes a girl and he's like having a really hard time with it, and it just hits home.
If I was any character in this movie, yeah, that would be me. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to be the guy that was hanging out with Tina, except I wouldn't have done that. I'd have been just like,
God damn it, Tina.
I'd have been just there the entire. I wouldn't have walked off to throw rocks in the water.
No, you would have
You would have died together.
It would have been pillow talk.
I would
You
have
been
never let her out of
caressing
my
her
sight.
bosom.
I'd have been dead long before her. That guy was a shitty boyfriend. He might have been a great lay, but a shitty boyfriend.
I don't even
No, he
think
wasn't
he was
a great lady.
boyfriend.
No, he lasted like
it was
a minute.
like a one and done situation.
Yeah, he was putting his
Like,
juice
look,
on.
no, the homeless guy got killed before he could get off. I mean, shit.
Well,
The
just
homeless guy
hey,
got killed at the same time that guy climaxed. So
just
that's not
because
very
he
quick.
just because he didn't last a long time doesn't mean
Well,
it wasn't good.
Look at
wasn't
this
a good time.
Look at this dude's hair. He might be part of that whole greaser gay dudes from earlier.
He's actually
They were coming to meet up with him.
That guy is the bastard son
They
of
were on their way to
Jerry
meet up with him.
Jerry Seinfeld and the guy from Tears for Fears. Roland
I'm seeing
Orzon.
way more Tears for Fears.
That's
on
why
this
I love
guy.
you, Tim.
Yeah, I like you. I like you too, Jake. You do?
I want to know what that movie is they're watching right there.
Jake.
Jake, you don't want to be this guy. You really don't. Look at him.
No, I don't want to be that guy, especially because I would have been after Tina. I'd have been
No,
like, I'll fight that guy that's in much better
Yeah.
shape than me.
I don't
I'm
give
in
a
love
damn.
with you, Tina.
Look, I'm just saying.
I love
like,
you.
He reeks of desperation. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Like,
Holy shit, this guy was in.
He said he wants to make
love
love.
to.
Like that's a little deep, dude.
Like, we haven't even kissed yet.
That's like way deep.
I mean, I'll fuck you, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's
if
talking
we're
about
at
making
the,
love.
I don't know where the making love point. That's your first mistake, Jake.
Yeah, no, it's like seriously, if you want to like lose your virginity, you mention the
Don't,
butt.
I mean, don't all the kids that have sex they frame them as like 50s kids, kind of? Like they kind of have a 50s look in a way.
oh, did he?
I
take
didn't mean it.
It, did he take it back? Don't
Yeah.
take it back, man. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't take
Make
it
her
back.
chase you.
No, that's not gonna work if you take it back.
Oh, he's
No, yeah.
crying.
If you make that move, you gotta
he's-
own it.
Of
You gotta
course
own
he
it.
is.
No, I wasn't playing. I was being serious.
Jakes are sensitive dudes.
It's,
Where are
it's-
my boys?
Be like,
Why
it's-
are my boys here?
Here comes the rain.
Be like, it's cool. You didn't want to have sex with me, but I wasn't playing.
I'm gonna go upstairs and cry about it for a second.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, back off, dude. I've cried about girls not wanting to make love in the butt on the first date.
on the first.
Oh, you gotta
date-
get that out of the way right away.
You are no.
You gotta
you're
know.
I
way
love
too
the
classy
honesty,
for
the
that.
brutal honesty.
Oh
of this.
man. Okay, we gotta.
You're way too classy for that. Jake.
This. Oh wait, it's when he leaves. This is so fantastic. Like she's kind of a bitch to everybody, but she's nice to him.
She's on the no bra train.
Yeah.
Way early. Like
See,
way
I would be
before
hanging out with
everyone else.
her. I'd be chilling with her.
yeah,
Of course you would, because you want to get your pee pee sucked.
What are you talking about?
No, Vi is not a slut.
No,
by
not
any
she's
at
just
means.
all.
a bitch.
I know she's not a slut, but I'm saying
I like
Chris
how
is.
still that
I'm just
shot
saying.
was. Like
I'm
he
just
just
saying Chris is a
posed there.
slut. That's what I'm
Vi
saying.
I am not a
she's-
slut.
The MPAA
I'm saying
made
Chris
him-
is not
it could
slut.
only
Pretty
have on-
much-
It could only be on screen for like X amount of seconds.
Are you
I see you
serious?
smiling
Cut
there,
away.
The
boy.
still frame of the,
Yeah.
of the it was like a still frame of the
Basically.
knife just
like
sitting there.
One shot.
Wow.
You can't see it go in,
So you gotta make it like this is a big ass knife. It's about to die, and then
and then
hack,
cut
and then
to
them going this. And
cut to it already in there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, dude, the
Reggie Stone. He ain't.
He's not stoned.
He's secondhand stoned.
Yeah.
He sat in a fucking
He was
like
hanging
a
out in that
Ford
van.
Eco line and smoked some weed with his brother.
Nah, he's just young. He needs his
See,
sleep.
dude, that's the thing. He won't give him beer, but he'll give him a little bit of bud.
just
It's
needs
all
to
right.
sleep.
Hey,
that's
weed
all.
never hurt nobody. I'm like, is that a product placement? Give us some
Oh,
weed.
really? That's the one. That's
us
the one
some
y'all are gonna pause on.
Yeah. A to Z podcast is brought to you by weed.
Weed. It ain't that bad.
It never hurt anybody.
Hey, are you
Nobody
guys,
ever died on
Are you
it.
guys talking
Yeah.
about dandelions? I don't know.
Okay, from this point on, I think the rest of the movie it's raining.
God damn.
Like the
the
girl
next
that
day,
laughed
rain
off the
going
guy
on.
was
Oh,
like,
God bless him.
"Oh, it's storming."
Man,
I
those are
better-
those are my kind of titties right there.
Ding,
I gotta
ding,
say.
ding.
I gotta say, I like that the sailor thong, man. Like,
Yeah.
It's not a thong, dude. That covers the entire
it's
butt.
panties. Those are panties,
Right there.
technically.
Yeah.
Jake, I'm sorry, she said. I bet so many girls go to bed saying, Jake, I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna walk away.
to
I'm gonna go pee.
themselves.
I'm gonna go. Excuse
Just
myself.
say it.
Actually, me and Aaron are both away, so y'all are taking over the podcast. Do you have anything that you want to say without us cutting in and for like a couple minutes?
All right.
Yeah,
Do
it's
your
all
thing.
good,
Do your
man.
thing.
You got some panties, so you
Good
got to see the
Lord.
titties before you walked away. So
I thought they'd never leave, honestly, guys.
Jeez.
Screaming
All
at us
right.
the entire time.
All right,
going on?
listeners. This is A to Z podcast without A or Z. It's
This is J and
notice
C
how
and
she
T.
doesn't cover up her
JC&T.
she doesn't cover up her boob. There it is.
no, yeah, there it is. It's clearly chilly. Why is she not covered up? I mean, that's the big logic
Because
flaw
that
here.
sleazeball
Right?
director was like, "Don't cover up them titties."
What's up with the big eyeballs on that little thing in the background? Like
staring at her titties.
stuffed,
I don't know.
like a plush toy.
Oh, Jake's dead in the bed.
That sounds like a band.
All right.
No,
so
that's-
at this
that's
point,
actually
what? So
something
Ah,
I
yes,
don't
I remember
do.
this. Jason's under the bed. Gets them
How many under the bed kills are there in these movies?
That's the
Maybe
thing.
a
It
couple?
doesn't get old.
Here
doesn't.
is. This it is. The dance scene.
Yeah.
Aaron, watch,
Pseudo Echo
watch
right
this.
here. I can't remember the name of the song, but the band is Pseudo Echo. And she is popping and locking.
She's popping and locking.
popping, locking, put the chain on it.
I mean, it's like
It's almost, it's like a dancing it out scene. Like she's I don't even know what her problem's supposed to be. She's got an attitude. She's a new wave goth kid.
Pills.
What?
I like that. I like that.
Pills?
It's probably like substance abuse. Or
Oh,
something.
It's an easy answer. Yeah.
Like why she's at this halfway house place.
She's like
Yeah.
a Zan baby.
The rent was cheap, I guess. I don't.
She's a Zan baby.
She's probably got.
Hey, there's
that.
a banjo in the corner.
It's substance abuse.
Oh, she
or
didn't enjoy
something.
me.
Or
I
she
would imagine
started.
her parents just dumped her off here.
All right.
Yeah, her
Well,
parents were never around. She started getting into the liquor cabinet.
So out of all these women in this movie, this chick is actually more my type because I like
This
Oh,
is my girl.
seriously?
screwed up. Like
Oh,
I like
okay,
screwed
okay.
up.
I thought
weird
this
women.
was my girl, and now you're saying it's your type. Are you serious?
We might share. I mean, what's the big deal if we
I
share
don't
a
know.
type?
I think we might have to. Off mic, we might have to go. We might have to go about this.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
fight?
We might have to step outside. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's my mistake. but all right.
Debbie,
let's do it.
I'm still with you.
Oh, no.
I love you, Debbie.
Yeah.
Me and Jake are still with
This
you.
guy
Fuck,
over
fuck
here.
these other guys.
Oh no.
No, I always did have a crush
This
on
is that
Vi
Chris,
too.
that Chris Sastry showed us that trick where
And
she
then
just kind of
yes.
stands up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now that he's the only person alive in the house, the lightning wakes up Reggie the Reckless.
Oh no! Whenever I'm laying down on a couch covered in a blanket, I kind of tend to unzip my hoodie and kind of toss it. So
Well, that's
I
only
wear
for a
it.
What kind of white nonsense these people into?
Why is it gotta be?
No, I said it
Reggie?
was a hoodie. It's actually a onesie.
Is it? No, is it?
It looks kind of like a onesie.
Oh,
His character kind of reminds me of the kid from that Chucky movie where they're in the military
yeah,
base
yeah.
where they're shooting each other with paintballs, but he replaces.
Oh
them with
man,
Well, the
that
re- the
movie
re- hey,
cost me. That
what
was
movie
Child's
is
Play
that?
3.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on a
That
list.
the reason he's in like just a plain
3 is not one to put on. Zach.
the reason
It's a good one though.
the reason this kid is
I'll
just
I'll
in
just put Child's Play.
the reason this kid's in just a plain red jumpsuit thing is because
he was in the Bloods?
Well, they got the Converse thing going, so he couldn't be in an Adidas tracksuit
Yeah.
because they had the Converse sponsorship.
Tommy, there's all these dead white people in your bed. What the fuck? And there, at this point, you're kind of wondering, where is Tommy? He was a little crazy.
Reggie, it's Pam. What's the matter? What's the matter?
What's the matter? Bitches are dying, bitch.
It's Pam. What's the matter?
Stay here.
Ricky, it's Pam.
There's a monster in there.
Are you getting a beer?
Oh.
I think Jake needs a beer too.
I need a beer too.
I probably should have got one because I have a fresh one here, but I'm an asshole. So.
She's
All right, look,
fucking with him.
look. I'm the guy who's never seen this movie before. Please tell me Reggie doesn't die.
Why would I tell you Reggie doesn't
Reggie
die?
can't.
when
Reggie
you've never
can't
seen the
die.
movie?
He can't die.
I ain't telling you shit.
Wouldn't
All right,
that
don't
make
tell
the
me.
movie
Don't
so
tell
much
me.
scarier
Don't
if
tell
they'd
me.
kill a 12-year-old kid?
I don't want him to die though.
I mean, I would expect
is
it. I would have
reckless.
expected it at this point.
He is.
I don't think with a name like that he's gonna die. Reggie the Reckless is not gonna
Now,
die.
where is Tommy? And you do see a guy in a hockey mask, even though it's got, yeah.
Yep.
So they obviously saw this is a person.
It's somebody.
Yeah, this is definitely happening.
In a way, it's clearly Jason, but at the same time, this hockey mask has blue triangles or purple. I don't know. I'm colorblind, but they're certainly not red
The
triangles.
only movie that they were blue in.
Yes.
It's kind of a little usual suspect.
I feel like y'all
kind of,
are talking about something that hasn't been brought up yet.
Oh, look, her sweater's tied around her shoulders. Wait, where's
no
her sweater?
Where'd that sweater go?
Where'd the sweater go?
She doesn't have the sweater on right
Melanie. Melanie.
there. Hold on. No sweater on right there.
Let's not blame Melanie. Let's blame the directors.
Sweater.
Steinman. Oh, look at that
The sweater's
sweater.
back. Sweater's back. It wasn't on a second ago.
You guys would be really.
And that happens several times.
You guys would do really good if you actually worked as a continuity
Hey, look,
supervisor. in
there's
movies.
the Ecto-1. Oh, and the guy that was jerking off to poor dead Joey is dead.
Damn.
That kid gives out a great scream.
That's a
right
good
there.
scream.
It's almost as good as Deborah's scream.
Almost.
So, hey, that was a question I asked earlier that I never really got a response to.
They
Were
talk.
any of these screams from this movie used in other productions?
I know for a fact, my good buddy Casey LeBlue and he invited me to do some guitar parts on this song for the soundtrack for his movie Terror in the Scream, and he did a song Terror in the Scream. I did guitar work on it, and he sampled her scream.
Yeah, okay. Well,
And
that's really
it's
cool.
Awesome. It's really cool. And then he also got the singer from Rock Bitch. Very controversial band out of Scotland.
Rock Bitch.
Rock Bitch.
Rock Bitch.
Look them up on YouTube.
It's like Pussy Riot in the
yeah. No, it's crazy shit. But
So wait a minute. I have just now come to a realization that's very important. So you're telling me right now that Deborah Voorhees' name from the group on Facebook is actually legally Deborah Voorhees?
Yeah, that was her
I thought
name
that was
anyway.
just a Facebook
No,
group
he said
thing.
that's why.
Part of
that's
the reason
why
she got cast.
That's what I'm saying. I just now remembered that.
And her beautiful breast.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my
And her
God,
her
wait,
smile.
her actual
And
last
that
name is
smile.
Voorhees?
Yeah, her
And
name actually, it's a
Yeah, that's
Dutch
crazy.
name, Voorhees.
That's crazy.
And she's actually said part of why she loves the movie series so much is people know how to pronounce Voorhees. Because of Jason. Right here. This is unnecessary, this coming up right here. The cold, wet shirt is absolutely necessary. It's fantastic. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
of course.
Sorry.
Damn.
I'm still...
That counts as
I don't know
Still an
what's gonna
8-year-old
cut
boy.
her most, Jason's knife
No,
or her tits.
This right here.
I think that counts as a
Reggie's
boob shot.
grandpa.
Oh my God, well that is gratuitous.
That's the dad
Why
from
would-
Friday.
That is gratuitous. Why would they?
No.
Oh, you boys smoke up.
But like his eyes are good. He's like, I like collard greens. I like pig's feet.
Hey
Dang,
guys,
this-
I've been gone for a minute.
this
Did
woman is-
y'all miss me at all?
This woman is like voluptuous. I missed you, Chris.
Thank you
Of
so
course
much.
I did.
Oh,
Thank you.
she is a beautiful, shapely woman.
We're talking about that no boob culture.
And, you know,
Now we realize that's why she had that pink sweater draped over her.
I like to
earlier.
think
Cover up her boobs.
that the movie nights is where we reveal our true like pig-headed sensibilities.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I guess so. We
Well,
are
that's the
big-headed.
thing, though. These
Apparently, I'm a
movies,
huge misogynist.
Well, but that's the thing. These movies actually really appeal to the base senses.
we're making fun of it.
We want to see violence. We want to see
But-
boobs.
But a woman always wins at the end of the day.
You ever
In
seen
these-
Evil Dead?
In these and Nightmare on Elm Street, it's always a female. So when people would get mad about the gratuitousness, a female always beats it.
Check it out. Yeah.
See, that's the
there it goes,
hero.
there it goes. I'm just gonna take this bulldozer and shove it up your torso.
Up your
Why you
keister.
hitting the cat? That thing always runs. Always. Tremors reference. It'll crank on one string.
Oh, yeah.
Of course the keys were in it. Okay, in this quiet moment, a quick shout out I want to say is one time I was about to bring it up earlier. Years and years and years ago at the art studio, we did a meet and greet thing with some horror people.
Really?
I remember that.
And CJ Graham, who played Jason in the one right after this,
Oh, yeah.
was there. CJ Graham was there.
Was the girl from
Fantastic
Sleepaway Camp there?
Felissa,
Yeah.
Gosh, this Jason mask
she
smells
was a
like
babe.
it smells like Big Thicket from Texas.
And Lar Park Lincoln was there too, who was part 7. She was
Yeah.
the telekinetic girl.
She was also a Tina.
Like Carrie versus
I'm not
Jason.
sure how many Tinas have popped up in the series. I'm going to research that.
She runs a casting agency in Dallas these days. Yeah, Lar Park Lincoln, CJ Graham, who was Jason in the one right after this. And then after that, of course, the very famous Kane Hodder took over the role.
That one at the art studio, that was that the one where Stuart Gordon came to town? The director of like Reanimator and Dagon?
No, it was at the art studio. It was CJ Graham, Lar Park Lincoln, Felissa Rose, who was the girl from the first Sleepaway Camp, and the guy that played the hitchhiker from the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
It was super awesome.
I'm trying to think of his name. The only name that comes to mind is
Paul.
Paul Partain, but I think he was Franklin in the wheelchair.
I've got a picture of all of them, but
Hey,
yeah, I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my
There's
head.
always good scenes
by,
in
by the way,
barns.
you guys, I've had this. So I applied at this a sort of a modeling agency in Houston. No, I mean I'm glad you
No,
spit out your
boy.
drink. No, not for being a model. Like
I wanted to do a
no,
spit
look,
take.
I know. No, it's funny. It's not about being a model,
But I realized there's no cameras, so
but their
spit
hand-
take wouldn't be funny.
He almost did spit out his drink, you guys. But no, it was for I followed this link to be an extra in the Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead new season that's coming out in Texas.
Alicia did the same thing.
And Alicia did the same thing. And they've been texting me nonstop until I fucking come in and do it. But I want to bring some guys in. Like, do you guys want to be like extras in Fear the
Yes.
Walking
Be an
Dead?
extra.
Yeah.
Because
Go.
the entire
what date is it?
the entire
It's a Tuesday, right?
It's any day I want because they keep fucking texting me like,
Okay,
hey,
let's all go.
is Wednesday at 7 p.m. okay for
Oh,
you?
shit.
Is Friday at 7 p.m. okay for you?
You let me
So
know.
let's all go do it. Let's all go be
I'm
Walking
down
Dead
with it.
extras.
Why not?
We're kind of calling ourselves out at this point. So.
Yeah, we kind of are. Yeah. I'm glad you almost spit your drink out though, Tim. That's comedy.
Well,
Well, I mean, you started it off.
well, I mean, but
You
they
buried the
right.
lead.
you opened the door. I just walked through it.
But they are a modeling agency.
Got
That's why they're
him.
handling the extras. You know, they do like extras.
So
No, he's
the-
bald headed though.
the-
It can't be.
The females. Yes.
Hey, stop
Yeah, he
talking
is.
about bald people, bro.
He's bald headed.
She's taking up her sword and wow.
Sword, machete, same.
I don't think she's gonna make it.
I hope she does, because
I mean, if you see her tits, she's not gonna make it.
well, we
What
did we see
that's
him?
what I'm saying. Did it count?
That's
Through her,
true. I mean, it
through
was
her
like-
wet shirt,
yeah.
did that count?
Wet shirt.
Yeah,
so-
I mean that was.
I mean, I can still see him.
She didn't show her tits willingly.
Wait for the.
You know what? I don't care as long
They're-
as Reggie doesn't
they're good.
die. I don't care about anybody else.
Reggie,
Reggie just can't die.
Oh, you dumb bitch.
just throw
Where
it.
the fuck is the guy that knows judo? There he is.
Tommy Jarvis.
I was starting to think it was Tommy that was doing all this.
No shit.
The standoff.
We meet again.
I guess it is the same guy.
Now I. am the
Somebody needs to
master.
overdub this entire scene.
When we last met,
Yeah, somebody do the
I
voice
was
of
but the
Jason.
learner. Now I am
Right.
the master.
I'm very impressed with the way your skills have improved over the course of the semester.
So now I'm about to choke this bitch out. His no neck having ass.
Yeah, he's like, no, I got this.
I fucked him up,
I
dude.
gave him an ocular pat down.
Made an ocular assessment of the
That's-
situation,
I've-
garnered
I've-
that it wasn't a security breach, and I cleared him for passing.
He's cool. He's cool, you guys.
This looks like the last scene of Bloodsport. There's a bunch of flash.
You just stood there and took it like a
shit,
like a
that didn't
bitch.
work.
Like
He
he
was
didn't
in
have
a
a fucking
trance.
machete on him.
That didn't
Just
work.
cut your titty off, dude.
My titty!
I thought that.
I wish he would have screamed out my
That's what
titty.
you wish. I wish he would have screamed it too.
Ow, my titty!
There's that pocket knife.
pocket knife
I'll
coming
put
back
it in
out.
your leg. That'll
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah, that would fucking hurt.
When your dick's right there.
He
Actually,
is writhing in pain though.
Actually, I think if you put a pocket knife in a leg, it'd be worse than a dick in terms of like stopping
artery
someone
there.
from attacking you.
I think you'd be pretty freaked out about a knife in your dick.
Oh yeah, that's true.
well, a blade that wide, you'd have to have a pretty wide wang to not have it sever it. If you severed my wang, I'm not saying I wouldn't brutally
It would be
murder
a
you,
legal
but I
size.
am
We're just
saying
saying it would be- it
I'd
would
sit
be-
there freaking out
It
for
would be
quite
a
a while.
It would be a legal size pocket knife.
Jake,
is
I
what
feel
it would
like
take.
you and I should start a music project called Wide.
If you
Wang.
put a knife in my
A
wing.
wide wang, yeah.
It's totally gonna be 80s goth music.
Yeah. It'd be like Pseudo Echo and Susie and the Banshees put out an album, and then we'll have Violet come dance for us.
Just kick him in the face when he gets high enough.
There you go. That's it. Just kick the ladder out.
Kick him in the
Yeah,
fucking
no shit.
face.
He'd fall down and hurt his back, probably knock the wind out.
Yeah,
of him.
That's what I'm saying.
at least twist his ankle or something.
That's what I'm saying. I'd fuck Jason up.
Jason is also like known to have like the most ugliest bald head in the history of cinema.
Oh, he's dead.
No, he
Air
died.
quotes. Air
No, he
quotes. I
dead.
did the air quotes.
He died and there's no blood, except for what's on the.
Is that purple or blue? Come
That's-
on.
that's
I
somebody-
think it's
That's
blue.
blue as
It's
shit.
blue.
That's
Is it
like
blue?
sky blue.
It's
I think it's
super
blue. Yeah.
It's blue.
It's reflective blue, actually.
Are you actually
And it-
colorblind, Jake?
and
Yes.
That's a thing?
Again,
What,
I'll,
what
and
color,
I-
what color
I
is
don't.
this?
I,
It's red,
I,
right?
That's red.
well, that's what I'm saying. Again, this is the only movie where it's blue.
I don't see red as well as other people.
Usually colorblind, it's red and green gets mixed up.
I see red all the
Well,
time.
I can tell the difference between red and green.
Which has got to be hell when you're at a stoplight.
Oh, what was that? Oh.
Yeah. Go. No. No. It's like I can see red. It's just not.
Man,
bright.
Reggie can't die, man. Reggie's my dog. That's my dude.
Well, maybe you better watch, man. Maybe you better see the extremities of horror. I'm gonna chop
this is
this
real
wood.
life. This is real life.
Oh shit! I
Oh,
forgot
that's
to
right.
tell you guys
Jason
from the
can't
top.
crouch. Yeah.
I forgot to tell y'all from the top. This is actually based on a true story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I always forget that when I watch this.
What?
This is the only Jason movie that's based on a true story.
Jump lady.
Whoa.
Oh my God! There
I-
happens to be a pallet of spikes right below me.
Good,
Jump lady.
Good spot to put that pallet of spikes.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on, hold on. This is based on a true story?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
How?
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, tell me.
Well, it
was-
happened.
It happened like the same.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot
Reggie.
about that. Reggie the Reckless was
Get it,
the,
Reggie.
the
Reggie
final.
was the hero. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the one that gave the final
Get it,
push.
Reggie.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this white woman.
God damn.
That is not what he has in his eyes right now.
Was that the one?
No,
That was the one that was too much.
that's what it was. Yeah, he didn't hit the spikes. He clung to the edge. There he is.
That's the rule from Scream. The killer's never dead when you think they're dead. They always come back for one last scare.
Oh, so you're spoiling it?
No,
Saying this is the
Reggie,
last
no.
Oh, look.
scare? Kill
And
you.
Tommy Jarvis is alive, and he's like, "Wait a minute! I can't
I
let
gotta
a woman save the day."
Just shove some straw in that wound. You'll be okay.
Thanks for delaying the inevitable, woman. I'll chop into his arm now. Yeah.
Clearly, I'm gonna
There's
have
the
to.
mask.
mask
came
fell off.
Mask is off.
Bam.
The killer has hit the spikes.
It's not the counselor.
No! And wait a minute.
It's-
What the fuck
wait,
is
oh, it's
that?
the-
Paramedic?
Hold on. They'll explain.
It's the sheriff.
So, well, no, you see that his arm got cut off like the kid that died in the very beginning. It's the counselor.
Yes.
Who the
No,
fuck is
no,
this?
it's
The paramedic.
The
it's
crazy,
the
the
paramedic.
crazy-eyed paramedic that was cool
Yeah.
with everything.
Oh, it was the guy who like
Dick-
seemed very
I-
scared of everything.
I can't
right?
remember how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Dick Wind.
I think it's Dick Weed.
That's a great name.
Nah, Dick Wind.
They
Wind.
explain it
Look
here.
him up.
They explain the whole thing. This is where we get into the territory of why people loved or fucking hated this movie.
Okay, cool.
Well, right there. I mean, you saw that it
It
wasn't
was
Jason.
not Jason.
That's the
No, it
thing.
definitely
It wasn't
wasn't.
That was
Jason,
my-
and
that
that's
was-
why a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, and that was my initial thing.
That's why
As
his mask was
as
blue,
a
not
youngster,
red.
I was like, oh, this wasn't Jason all along. Fuck this movie. And
Yeah.
And a lot of people just blow it off because they're like, "Oh, shitty movie. It wasn't
Well,
Jason." Fuck off.
granted, I was young at the time. But
Well, yeah,
I have
no.
a-
I
I
mean,
felt-
I
felt
was
ripped off than I
disappointed
did
too.
before.
Don't get me
I felt
wrong.
ripped off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, what the fuck does it matter?
But
The
when you
brutal
see-
kills.
when
No,
you
it was
see-
great.
When you see how it actually ends before the credits, you see where they were trying to go with it.
Yeah.
But they didn't go that route in the next movie.
They completely acted like this movie never took place.
Right, yeah.
They recast
Yeah,
Tommy.
they pull out
That's
his
where we were
wallet.
getting into. We
Yep.
didn't say it earlier.
Dominic Brasha,
What?
Joey was his son.
His son.
Yeah.
So when he saw his son get hacked up by one of those people staying there, he just he
It
felt
was
like
a
he felt
disgruntled
Dick
father who
Wieand.
lost his
He
shit
did, yeah.
and just went on
Roy.
a rampage.
Roy is the killer.
And Jason
You can get a Roy mask.
Jason Voorhees was in the news. He knew that he could take on that mantle, and people
And probably get away with it.
Everybody would blame it on Jason.
Well, no, I mean
but-
that makes it even crazier because he was picking up the remains of his son.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
what
made
sent
him.
him
That's
over
what
the
made him
edge.
snap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
makes
like,
a lot of
he was
sense.
like, "Fuck this place. All these people need to die."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and see in his wallet he had kept
Now this
the exact same
Hold
cutout
on.
articles
Hold
that
on.
Corey Feldman's
Bam,
Tommy
somehow
Jarvis.
somebody got a picture of Jason Voorhees.
I know. Which photographer got that?
That was almost like a goddamn mugshot.
There has to be in a movie where somebody takes a photo
Who
and he's in
took-
the
yeah.
background or
No,
something. and
I
they
don't know
blew
if
it
they're
up.
that.
That was a
attention to detail in the
5,000
series.
millimeter telephoto
Who got
lens.
that was a very close up picture of
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees. He
It's
was,
like somebody
he was
was-
coming in for the kiss.
It was a
Yeah.
no, it was a telephoto lens. Like it was. I think it's funny that the handles in hospital doors have not changed in 30 years.
Yeah, no shit. Was
And they're only in hospitals.
Only in hospitals.
I want doorknobs like
germs
that,
are-
man.
If you
In your own
can't
home.
germs. Turn the handle
You can
because
push it
your
with your
wrist hurts, just everybody can push.
Yeah.
A to Z
Now
exclusive.
this is where they come. There you go.
Who sleeps like that?
I don't know. I can't sleep on my back. Period.
Sleeping on your back is hard, but
he's
his
probably, like,
neck
super
is in a
drugged up.
weird position.
Well, he has a weird neck. Period.
the judo neck.
Judo neck. Okay, that's what it is.
He did a lot of practice to make that neck fat as shit so people couldn't choke him out.
He's lifting weights with his neck.
Yeah, dude, that's what I do.
Let me get these reps in.
Hi, I'm glad we lived.
Yeah, isn't
Hi.
it cool that we're alive?
Check this out.
Oh, what?
What?
What the
Oh,
fuck is
boy.
going on?
What?
Tommy went a little crazy, right?
What the fuck is that?
And then he wakes up. Another
I
nightmare.
hate that when that happens.
What?
in
How
movies.
many?
It's another nightmare. Like,
But-
Tommy's
but
okay.
But
He was
wait.
dreaming about being the murderer.
Yeah.
Nightmares.
I didn't enjoy that.
There could be a scary Terry somewhere
hey,
around
but
here.
it's-
Well, hold on. Yeah, he keeps dreaming about being the killer, and
I feel like this is all gratuitous. I don't know. It's just me.
There's his O face. He keeps his mouth shut.
his ear looks like a gremlin. It looks like the silhouette of a gremlin's head.
God damn, you're horrible, Tim.
Go back and when you go back and
Body
watch this,
shaming and shit.
I'm saying that's cool.
Now there's a
There's no
Jason
marks.
mask.
There's no marks
That's a
on
And
it.
now the
Jason
mask
mask.
is red.
It doesn't
Now
have
it's
the
red.
blue.
Yeah.
on
Now
it
the
at
mask
all.
is red, not blue.
I don't understand. If
It's
this
got
is
the
real or
red
not, though.
chevron
I'm
on it, though.
Totally
Hold on,
confused.
Hold on.
I'm totally
Yeah.
confused.
No, and a lot of people were. He's seeing what is supposedly the real Jason with the red mask.
It's all
He's
bloody.
that
Yeah,
scar.
it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
the X mark in the mask.
That's from part 4. So he's actually having a vision of
Well,
the real
the X
Jason.
mark actually happened in part
Machete.
3.
It was machete. And you remember he slid down the machete. And
Yeah, but the mask was off by then.
yeah.
Oh, he dissolves.
Dissolves.
And see, maybe
Tommy
he's cured.
doesn't look scared
Ah,
anymore. Tommy don't look scared no more.
The mask is the
I'm
killer's
just
gone
rips
away.
that fucking IV
Pulling
out
out
his
the
arm.
IV because that's what people do.
That's
in
the
the
thing that
hospital.
people do in
Well,
movies.
yeah, well, he would be bleeding like right now.
He's gone Super Saiyan.
It'd be like
Now to open this drawer. Oh, and it's the Roy mask with the blue triangle.
Wait, I am so confused.
Don't be confused.
I'm so confused.
it's understandable.
He opened the drawer and it's the blue honky mask from the paramedic. I don't
Right,
understand. Does that
right.
mean that like this is
Yeah,
him?
And
Like,
how did
I
that
don't
mask?
under-
Well, how did that mask get in there
I
too?
don't understand.
I'm gonna go back into my comfort zone.
The man
Zach
behind the
slipped
mask.
the mask back on.
Alice
Yeah,
Cooper.
Alice Cooper, part 6.
Okay, here we go.
The window's open and it's still raining. Tommy's gone.
It's raining
Torrential
sideways.
goddamn
Yeah,
rainstorm.
raining
Yeah,
sideways.
it's like worse than any rain I've ever seen.
That's like normal Beaumont, Texas rain.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's sub-hurricane rain.
Oh shit!
Oh, what?
Oh,
What?
fuck.
No! No! What are
He's
you
got
doing?
Michael Myers' knife.
Oh,
The end.
oh my God! What is going on?
Damn.
And then
What?
they never followed up that story.
Okay, this.
And the
Okay,
next
final thoughts.
Okay, what they were.
I
doing,
am
I'm gonna get this out of the way.
so confused
Okay,
right now.
I'm gonna get this out of the way real
Please,
quick.
someone explain this
Debbie
to me.
Sue Voorhees. She went by Debbie
I'm
Sue.
gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna let Jake take it from
Okay,
there.
y'all, please.
This
please
this
elaborate
is where
to
they
me.
were trying to do it a different way, and I called it a who done it. They wanted to go a different route with it, and not be Jason Voorhees anymore. Like mantle would change from person. So basically, and then they went back to it, and Jason goes to hell about how Tommy basically became possessed by the spirit,
The spirit of
the
Jason.
Jason
and
Force.
became Jason there at the end. And then they were gonna carry that on, where like each movie, if they killed off
It passes
Tommy,
down.
it could pass off to another person, and that was gonna be the. So, but they
It
completely
did not work. at
Everybody
all.
fucking hated the fact that
Yeah.
that wasn't Jason Voorhees.
They wanted
so
Jason.
When Part 6 came out, they scrapped that whole idea. That's why Part
Wow.
6 is called Jason Lives.
Tommy
To
Jarvis is
reassure,
recasted.
yeah, they recast him. They called it
Again,
Jason Leaves to
right?
reassure people, like, no, hey, it's actually Jason this time.
So that's your final take?
Final thoughts.
So
Jake?
final we'll go
Oh,
around.
go around.
Yeah.
Final take,
Let's
Chris.
get
Final
Chris.
take? I mean,
Well,
it has incredible kills. It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
It's brutal. It's
very
really
brutal.
and it keeps you guessing.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a fun movie. I enjoy it. When I was younger and I saw it wasn't Jason, I felt ripped off. But it doesn't really matter. These Friday the 13th movies are all about fun and gore and just excitement, and it's filled with all of it. In
Also,
fact,
this is
it
the only
has-
time that we've heard the soundtrack really through the whole movie.
And the theme song is incredible,
credits,
man. Like Friday
the
the 13th
beginning credits
has
and the end
incredible
credits.
music.
Jake,
No, it's
closing
great.
comments?
Okay, closing comments from me. Is somebody who's like studied this movie and really thought about it and listened to what other people have said. Not only people have expressed a problem that it wasn't Jason, and I get that. I do. Like, you know, I mean, we love Jason. He's a badass. You know, I mean, he's an awesome villain. And I've also already like kind of said, like, you know, it's cool. I mean, like, Jason died in part 4. Like, it's, you know, and it's a new beginning.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like they actually wrote it really well. Another, yeah, Tiffany Helm, Violet.
Tiffany
Yeah,
Helm, Tiffany Helm.
no, yeah, everybody wants to know who Violet is. But somebody actually expressed that they didn't like the fact that in the previous movies, it was the camp counselors that were fucking. It made a lot more sense. It not only did it make less sense, but it was also like particularly cruel that the killer in this movie was just going after these challenged kids, and it's like in a way it's kind of just extra sadistic. At the same time, when you have like a scary, heartless murderer, if he's going after challenged kids, like Jake in the movie,
Yeah.
you know, outside of the name, like, you know, I mean, what a sweet guy. Yeah, he just wanted to get a piece. He expressed his love for this girl.
I mean,
and
maybe.
they killed him anyway.
Is that why this is your favorite
Reggie's grandpa. Super nice guy. He was a little
Yeah,
tough
that-
on him, but
all right.
he's a good guy.
He didn't need to die.
I believe
Yeah,
that one more
it's
than
like,
the Jake one.
and if you go back to part 2, there's, you know,
was
Stu
kind of a creep
stays
to me,
at the
but-
bar and doesn't get killed, you know? Reggie's grandpa, they totally could have just let him go, but they're like, oh yeah, there's another guy that isn't dead yet. Let's gouge out his eyes and
fucking
throw
kill
him through a
him,
window.
for sure.
Well, doesn't
And,
this
like-
one have the highest body count, or almost the highest body count?
At the time, I think it did have the highest body count. And the two guys that were, you know, the greasers or leather bears or whatever, you know, like
Hey, they
those
were married
guys,
leather twinks.
They were married
like
leather twinks.
and
Yeah,
and
They
then
weren't leather
the,
daddies, they were leather twinks.
yeah, they were definitely twinks as far as that culture goes. And then like the guy that was picking up his girlfriend who showed off her boobs just because she had them, I guess. I don't know. And then, you know, he was doing coke. It's like there was, and actually, like, I mean,
The movie's a goddamn. It's a weird ass mess.
It's a softcore porn.
insanity.
With a couple kills.
It's
in
like
it.
all
Yeah.
the vignettes in between the
insane.
kills.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking, they're killing people.
but like,
Like
but
everything
yeah.
leading up is that kind of scene.
everything that everybody had a problem with, I actually addressed. Like as I said, I mean, I can even read what I wrote to you if you want, but
we're gonna post the dissertation.
Yeah, you gotta put a link on that when you.
I'll text it to you because I posted it in the Deborah Voorhees sheer horror group.
Yeah, well, we'll have to share that in there just to give him some love because like I really like this movie.
It's a good movie.
I really
it's
like
fun.
this movie. I really do.
And apparently, you guys all have like a huge boner for Deborah Voorhees. Like, damn.
I do now.
I respect her as an actor.
I mean, wait, call out. Which one of y'all hasn't maintained an erection since that scene? I mean, come on. Is it just me?
I didn't maintain it.
I do not see a show of hands.
I'm not as young as you, Zach. I'm
in a
sorry.
lockbox
I can't help it.
Aaron, what's your final take?
Well, as a person that's actually never seen this until just now, and I was actually trying to spend like a little bit more time watching the movie. I was listening to you guys, and for the first time, we had like kind of we had the movie audio like in the monitors, like on our ears, so we could listen to it, which was really cool.
Do you like that?
It was cool, man. I like
about it.
That was awesome.
So I actually got like I was the virgin in this movie, and I got to experience it. And it just confused me. Like, a lot of it confused me. Scenes would just, like, happen with no pretense involved. It would just be like, all right, cool. All right, so that fat kid with the chocolate-stained corners of his mouth.
And that came back, though. Jason lost his arm. Yeah,
oh, cool.
That's weird.
It's like,
weird.
all right, cool.
Weird
so now there's
foreshadowing.
greasers. Yeah. All right, cool. That happened. Oh, now there's this. And it was like a jumbled-up mess in a way, but I could definitely tell how it was directed by, like, a porn director.
Well, this one and then one afterwards, I had to go back and, like, rewatch them several times because I was extremely confused. Because I didn't understand like why the next one just picks up like this one never happened.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Tommy
very
Jarvis's
confusing.
character changed drastically.
Well, he was Corey Feldman at the beginning.
I had to rewatch him because I didn't understand what they were doing back.
Well,
in
like
the
in this one, John Shepard, like the way he played Tommy Jarvis. I mean, if you've seen the series up until then, if you're familiar with Part 4. You can totally see him being like a traumatized guy. Probably did some physical training because he was like,
I'm never going to be a victim again.
I'm never going to be a victim
Well,
again.
he was preparing for the inevitable comeback. He wasn't convinced that Jason was actually.
Well, he was
dead.
also training for becoming Jason.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
wasn't convinced he was
It's
dead.
PTSD too, like the waking up in a cold sweat and everything. I mean, and there's actually. Like information on that has become more prevalent lately.
Oh yeah, for
than
sure,
anything.
for sure.
But like,
Well, I mean,
it
same thing
seems
we're
like
talking
they
about,
actually
like,
did
the titties and like the throwaway women and like the fucking.
The throwaway characters,
everything
the
in
leather
this movie.
twinks, man.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
yeah,
they
they
have
just
nothing
make
to
up
do in
people
there.
to
Well,
die. It's like, hey,
was-
you know what would be great right now? A couple of fucking leather twinks.
And you
Let's
could totally
just kill
tell
'em.
that was added in for
It was all
body
added in,
count.
yeah.
It was gratuitous at that
Hey,
point.
wait a minute.
It's
Part 4
gratuitous
had a
and
bigger body
salacious.
count. Let's get a couple of guys with car trouble and just
Yeah.
kill them.
Yeah, because it was not connected to the rest of the film
For no
in
reason.
any way
Yeah.
whatsoever. It was not connected to the rest of the movie at all. It was clearly something that was reshot.
Yeah.
And it was these movies became where they was just like you're waiting for them to die, and you wanted to see how
are they gonna kill this
Well,
motherfucker?
I mean,
And they do Nightmare one year. Friday comes out a couple months later. They're one upping each other on
Right.
creativity and that it was fun.
Which,
it was,
by the
it was
way,
an arms race.
of
And the '80s was probably I've said it before. I think in our other podcasts, the '80s I think was probably the best decade for horror films.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, they still relied on practical effects.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
huge thing.
yeah.
Everything in this movie was practical.
Yeah.
The Thing, everything.
Practically insane.
So to finish my synopsis as the guy, like, so I watched it. It was very entertaining for me. It was very confusing because I don't have any really information about like 2 and 3 and 4. But it was cool, man. And I like that choice. I like that Jason was just a regular dude at the end.
Yeah.
I understand how people would hate it, but I actually thought it was pretty ahead of its time and cool. That's about it though. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I had fun talking to all you guys and making gay jokes and whatever jokes and
Zebo,
Converse.
wait,
send
Zebo
us some
made the
shoes.
most racist jokes. Let's get Zebo's synopsis, man.
I mean, I just it like I said, whenever we have these movies come up and I haven't watched like Willow, I'd never really seen. I've seen Willow. I knew what it was, but whenever it was a thing where it was like I'd never seen Part 5. And then whenever I put it on, like I say I put it on in the background, I usually do, but I got to the scene where like it focuses on the chopping the chicken and the redneck people. And it's like that's as far as I got, and I stopped watching it. And then seeing all these things that happen after is like it's really. But from the beginning, I said like it was shot really well. it looked really good, and then there was like a lot of like the craziest scene was the beginning where like that random dude chopped up that dude, and it was like that set the theme for it, and that's all I had seen. But then seeing him follow it up, it's just like it's a really good Friday the 13th.
It's
like,
fun.
It is.
Like compared to a lot of them, like it's outrageous, but like they really put something to heart into it.
They were trying to do something original.
They were trying to do something a new beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can
took
see
a
that.
chance, and they
Yeah.
didn't follow up on it.
No.
But for that one thing, it was good.
But then you also take into account the fact that they had Corey Feldman in it, like they had the guy from Different Strokes, like they actually like there was some money backing it. There were some people backing the idea a little bit. But like I mean I really like it. Like it's I would say that it's one of my favorite Friday the 13th.
These movies were being
very much.
churned out.
They're
like,
fun.
year after year after year, and for them to like have part 5 come out and do something a little bit different.
So
It was the original universe.
Yeah,
So
it was very cool.
One thing I was
took a
thinking.
gamble.
One thing I'm thinking is that this
Kinda
is
like with Halloween 3, how they tried to go
Well,
a
look,
different
look,
direction.
And it failed, but it's very good.
Listen,
Yeah,
this
it's
this
good.
episode has like a lot of meaning for A to Z at this point because it's kind of like a culmination of a lot of things. This is going to come out. It's going to be our 13th official episode. We brought Jake back because we talked about this for so long. We're releasing it on Friday the 13th, and we're recording this 2 days before you're going to hear it if you listen to it when it comes out. But the cool thing about that is maybe we might use this as an opportunity to announce that we're thinking about doing something for October.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it.
We
you
have
know
our
what?
ideas,
Listen,
but I'd love to hear more.
we're super ambitious at this point.
Because we really loved it. We loved doing movie night. Dude, seriously, like whenever Tim, like one time Tim like couldn't show up, and we just scrounged together some other like the Chris's to come do it because like we looked.
Hey,
we do a lot of interviews. We love interviews.
no.
We look forward to the movie nights.
No.
I'm not trying to lessen anything.
No. The Chris's episode.
I'm not.
Was awesome.
I'm not being bad.
It was awesome.
I'm not talking down on it.
It was awesome.
I'm just saying
First
the
of all.
movie nights are so. This is so much fun.
They're a
to do.
blast.
It's so much fun.
I mean,
and
as long as you have me back, I'll keep coming.
No, you're good.
I
You're
enjoy
back.
them.
You're
it's
friend of the show.
It's such a
man.
different thing because it's madness. Like when we start, it's madness because we can't
It's controlled anarchy. Yeah.
we can't pause. We're watching the movie. We cannot pause. We
Yeah.
cannot take a break. Like
I
we're
love that.
going
I love
through.
that we don't pause.
You know
Yeah.
everything. And everything, like everything about it is just magic. And I think the whole thing started with that very, very early episode that we did with Jake. And we started talking about this movie that we just did tonight. We're like, there's something to this. And we started doing these movie nights. And we're like, man, that's where the magic is. So, anyway.
It's
No,
been
what
an
are
honor.
we announce it, Aaron? What are we gonna do?
All right,
What's
so
our plan?
This is what we're going to do. Leading up to October and leading up to Halloween, since obviously we have people here that love horror movies like Jake and Chris and Tim, like we all love horror movies, right?
We got to give a shout out to Josh White.
Oh, and Josh White. We'll have Josh White on.
We gotta have him on. Yeah.
We'll have Josh White on as well.
We got to have him on for one of those horror.
We'll definitely have him on.
Totally.
So what we're planning right now, and this is like we might do a different sort of thing. This is just our initial idea, but we're gonna do a 13 nights of Halloween. It's kind of like a drag on Christmas where
We're
there's
gonna
like
put
12 nights
we're gonna
of
put
Christmas.
13
We're gonna put out
A to Z
13
movie
episodes
nights based around
in a row.
Halloween.
Can I
favorites.
make a request?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We have a
It's
list. Do
some
we want to read the
First
list that
request
we
right
have?
here.
There's at least one Halloween movie that I think Chris should pick.
We have Halloween on
But-
there. He agreed to the first one, but
I would like in the symposium. I'd like to be there partially because I may have seen all. No, I have not seen all of the Halloween
Should we
movies.
do this off, Mike?
And-
Oh no.
we're making the announcement.
I want a
Everybody
record of
needs
this.
to know that I'm a Halloween freaking encyclopedia.
It's not just you, Chris, but I would like Casey LeBlue to be on the symposium.
It would
And
be
do a
absolutely
Godzilla?
wonderful for horror.
If
Yeah.
Casey
request?
comes on, we got to do a Godzilla movie.
We could have whoever.
Well,
on there.
yes,
We have the Blob. We have
but
the
he's
Blob.
also Casey LeBlue has been for my experiences with horror movies, especially slasher films. He's the one that invited me to the Deborah Voorhees group. He's shown me so many movies. Like
When he found out my daughter was a fan of Godzilla, he printed out a list of every single movie and gave it to me. Like,
Oh no, that dude is absolutely obsessed with Godzilla.
He
is a Godzilla,
but also
encyclopedia.
Halloween.
Okay.
And John Carpenter.
So what's your
like,
suggestion? What's your suggestion?
My suggestion is that we at least invite Casey.
No, I mean, I'm
if
saying
he
what
can
movie,
be
though?
here, he would be
that's
such an
what's his-
invaluable
but
resource.
what movie? What's his wheelhouse?
What's the movie?
Like,
well, I would love to see
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I would love more than anything probably to see Casey and Chris talk about the Halloween movies.
That would be interesting. I don't think
Well,
I've
Halloween is on our list.
I've ever talked to him about Halloween before.
Halloween is on our list.
That blows my mind. We've
and
all
I
been
guess
friends for so long.
one of the teasers that I'll give y'all is that we've talked about from the beginning. We try to keep the movies that we do under a certain time limit, and then there's some movies that we want to do because they're amazing. That we've always felt like we shouldn't do because they're too long.
Going with this.
But
Catheters.
But one of the things I guess we'll tease it with is that
our most
we're gonna hit The
requested
Shining.
movie of all time.
We're gonna hit The Shining
The Shining
because
is coming.
because it has the meaning behind it. We're gonna
Right.
do 13 movies in October, and we got to do The Shining. We're
And
gonna do the ones
that is our
are-
most requested.
we gotta
movie
have
of
it
all
on.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime we've actually ever done like a shout out online,
Yeah.
and we're like,
I
hey,
would
what
like
movie
to
do you
make The
guys want us
Shining
to
crazy.
do?
Like I would like
And,
to bring
yeah.
us all back on to do The Shining because The Shining is like
This is a good Shining.
Let me
panel.
tell you, I would love
I think
to
this,
be,
I think
Look at Jake putting on.
I would
this
love to
face.
be
this is-
somehow
Oh my God.
involved in a
this is
podcast.
okay. So are we? We're saying this.
Somehow focused on The Shining.
This is the
That's a-
Shining.
that's a
so,
good Jack,
so we'll,
man.
we'll
That's a
say
good
this
Jack
is the
to go.
Shining crew, and maybe we'll say that for the last one.
Maybe
Shining
Maybe.
Pooper.
That's
Maybe
precipice.
we'll say we're just calling shit out, but we are going to announce that we're going to do 13 days of October and 13 days of Halloween.
Yeah.
We're going to do 13 A to Z movie nights about horror movies in October.
sure.
So this is
If
the
you're
tease for
still
that.
listening and you have suggestions, throw
Yeah, hey,
them at us.
throw them on A to Z
Totally.
podcast group. We
Yeah.
have a group on Facebook.
You have a
Make a
group
post.
on?
Yeah.
We have a group
We have a
on.
group
Is
on.
that still a thing?
Hey, and actually, if you go to TexasBeardCompany.com and enter in coupon code A2Z, A2Z podcast, one word, you'll get 15% off on any of your.
15.
I need
And
to get with
I
those
also gotta
guys.
say
1-5.
that I felt really comfortable this whole time because I love my black Converse that I'm wearing.
Yes. And these brand new New Balances
Send us some
that I've
shoes,
got are quite
Converse.
Send us
Send
some
them
shoes.
to us.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna call it an end to this
Yeah.
movie night, and this has been a really special one. I've had so much
pandemonium.
fun.
It's been so.
I've
been a
had
lot of
so much fun.
It's been a
doing
lot
this.
of fun.
This was the first 5-person one you did, huh?
It's-
I'd like
this,
to,
this is the
uh,
first 5
This will be
person.
interesting to listen to.
So thank you, Tim.
Thank all of y'all.
Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you,
for having me.
Chris,
Thank you, Chris.
and ultimately the man
Thank
that
you,
started
Jake.
it all.
And then thank you, Jake.
Thank you very
Jake
much.
Hooker. Yeah.
And I'd selfishly like to throw a shout out to the Deborah Voorhees
Totally.
Absolutely.
sheer horror group
Totally.
and Deborah herself.
And
And
thank
I
you
do-
for inviting me.
No,
we
tell them-
we
I
all
just-
gained
well,
extra
well,
appreciation
well,
for tonight.
hold up. For real though, like
It'll be
shout-
hard to walk.
A
to
shout
the
out real
car.
cool, like real quick, like. So what is the official name of that group on Facebook?
Yeah.
It's the Deborah Voorhees sheer horror group.
That's it?
Sheer,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you're
sheer-
listening
It's
to
got
this-
an A in it.
If
yeah.
you liked
'Cause
this
that's how she
episode,
dies.
you would definitely like that group
Yeah,
because that's
it's a
all
good
it is.
group.
It's all
If you're a
about like
horror
classic
fan,
horror.
not just Friday the 13th. If you're a horror fan,
I would also like to chime in and say that, like Tim said, whenever he did the second A to Z movie night, that he was the first recurring guest. But Jake, I would like to say that you're the first recurring guest that matters.
Oh,
you asshole.
Dang.
Scene. All right.
Thank you very much.
What, are we gonna do it?
Are we gonna do it?
Are we gonna do it?
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm Reba.
Anyone have any of that Texas beer?